Hey, and welcome to this Vanguard Tactics stream live battle report where I'm going to be running the Blood Angels and Liam, the Liam Dempsey, the legend, the one and only, is going to be running the Necrons.
I missed you.
Liam.
Yes.
I've missed you.
It's been ages, Steve.
It feels like months.
Quite literally, it's been nearly months. The last time I streamed with you guys was pre-No Retreat Legends.
Wow.
It was a long time.
And look, we're in our new studio.
I know. It's fancy. Well, it's mostly fancy.
It's pretty fancy.
It's mostly fancy.
Yeah, it's real nice.
Yeah.
So anyway,
you're in your socks.
I'm just chilling in my socks, you know. That's how homely it is here. I should get slippers.
We should do studio slippers. No?
Studio with names like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nicole would need left and right.
Yes, she would. Yeah. So we've got in the room tonight. We've got Michael. How you doing, Michael?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. We've got some comments saying Liam's mic is dead.
Dead?
Dead.
I'm in the line.
Quiet.
Could they hear me okay?
They think, yeah, the sound is a little bit low. Liam is no sound is what we're getting here.
Right.
You did a levels check with me, Stephen.
I did.
I mean, I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Let's just check on the receiver to make sure we've been picked up there. Anyway, so I'm going to carry on chatting while Liam works his tech savvy knowledge. Then basically we've got Michael. We've also got the one and only Paddy joining.
We had it for a second there.
How's it going, guys? Thanks very much for having me here, Steve. Looking forward to the game.
And Paddy will be joining us for the foreseeable. And Paddy is one of the best painters I've seen.
Very kind, very kind.
Painter, isn't he?
I think I fixed it.
You think you fixed it? Did it need turning on?
It needed switching from just your microphone to both microphones.
Ah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Someone just pop in chat whether that's good now.
So Paddy is a fantastic Thousand Suns player, so we're going to be getting him with the Thousand Suns on. Also, you're going to be taking over the Dark Angels as well for the stream.
Absolutely, looking forward to running them.
And Drakari.
That's going to be tricky, but we're going to have a good time with them.
I think you just push them on, don't you, Drakari?
Yeah.
They win for themselves.
I've watched Jonesy.
Push them on,
You
all
just
everything
deploy and win.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just do a Ben Jones special.
That's Drakari, yeah.
Anyway, we've also got Nicole Cam. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm good, thank you.
So,
Out of focus.
so Nicole is going to be heading up our cameras tonight. So obviously we've got a top-down dice cam, front cam, side cam, commentator cam. We're also getting a green screen so we can get rid of those blinds behind Michael and Paddy. But we had a bit of trouble with that today, didn't we, getting it set up?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. So we're going to move on. We've obviously got Blood Angels. So this is my Leicester Blood Angel list. And myself and Michael are going to be doing a podcast on this, why I took this list and how it ran, how it went, and I think it actually performed really, really well.
Much better.
Yeah, we good? Excellent. Right, we've sorted these sound issues. Good, good, good.
I made her fix it live, don't you worry.
Brilliant.
Yeah, like a technomancer.
Liam, what are you running tonight and why?
I'm bringing Necrons back.
Yep.
Firstly, because I haven't used them for a very long time, so it'd be fun to run Necrons. But also, we've had that massive change since the FAQ. What's up now, Michael?
Apparently you're still quiet.
I don't understand. Well, wait, remember there's a delay. I've just turned the volume right up.
Oh, okay, yes.
So give it the delay, and then they'll probably go, oh, my ears! Obviously, Necrons have recently had that upgrade, or update, which gave a lot of units core. So lots of people have been asking to see the Necrons. Jakey and I previewed them a little bit last Wednesday at 1,000 points.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing them tonight in memory of Jakey because he couldn't make it tonight. He's got some stuff going on. So we love you, Jake. I know he's watching. So we're going to run the Necrons.
We all do love Jake.
We all do love Jake.
If everyone in the chat can just say we love Jake.
Yeah.
He's had a rough day, so
Yeah.
let's give Jakey some love today.
I love Jake.
So we're bringing something entirely different to normal.
Yeah.
There's no obsec.
No.
There's no obsec.
No.
There is, however,
Combat.
24 destroyers.
Ooh.
I know. No, I lied to you. There's less than that. There's 21 destroyers.
We'll say 24. Yeah, sounds better, doesn't it? Obviously, I've got a wreck-face Blood Angel list.
Yeah.
So, it's vital intelligence.
There's no shooting phase, is there?
Not worry about the shooting phase. There's no psychic phase. So we're just playing in 2 phases of the game. It's going to be a short, sharp one tonight, and we'll round off and go...
To the pub.
You sure?
Yeah.
Anyway, one thing I will mention is that tomorrow we are launching. If you're new to 40K and you think you're watching our streams, you're like, I kind of like the game, I like the models, or maybe you're getting back into it. Myself and Liam, this one, decided to put a little basic training together, didn't we?
We did.
And this launches tomorrow, the brand new, never seen before content, the VT basic training. And it's a 7-day challenge where over the 7 days, we're going to help you learn the game right from the bottom up. Okay, so yeah, look, link is below. You can find it on our website as well, www.vanguardtactics.com. And if you want to get signed up for that, I think there's only about 5 spaces left.
Not many, is there?
No. So, and we're doing a huge giveaway that which we haven't really told anybody yet.
Have you not?
We were going to use it in part of our marketing, but all the tickets went before we needed to.
Oh, okay.
But there's going to be 7 massive prizes.
Okay, you're keeping the giveaway. All right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just save the money.
Yeah. Well, I want to give away 5 combat patrol boxes.
For which armies or of their choice?
Well, yeah, of their choice, yeah.
That's amazing.
Then we've got loads of VT stash as well.
What's that?
Nah. Right, anyway. Apart from the objective markers, because they are like gold dust, those things. Anyway.
Mine are on eBay.
It's been a few weeks. I feel a little bit, how do we play this game?
I know. I did it last week, so I can...
Mission or something?
Mission first, yeah. You normally do mission, then we do armies, then we do secondaries.
Yeah, then we roll some dice.
Yeah.
Cool. So mission is vital intelligence. It is a hold 2, hold 3 mission, Liam.
Michael can put it up on the screen, can he?
No,
Oh.
don't try it. So...
You didn't do that bit, no?
Didn't have time.
No.
No. So anyway, hold 2, hold 3 mission. You can go to top down if you want.
I didn't know it was hold 2, hold 3 either.
I'm glad I told you that one.
Yeah, thanks, mate, yeah.
It's okay, no
I'm not
worries.
here to score primary points.
Nah, we just did a wreck face. Okay, so obviously you can see we've got loads of ruins. Now we're actually bringing back I think this is like 5th edition terrain, but we've jazzed it up. We've jungled it up.
You have.
And it actually looks all right. So we're using like an LGT style format, because obviously that was the list that I used in Leicester. We've got some dents, we've got some ruins. Like I said, all the objective markers you can see. You will get 5 points if you hold 2 objectives.
Ouch.
Okay, you'll get another 5 points if you hold 3. And you'll get another 5 points if you happen to hold more than me in your command phase than I hold at that time. Okay? Up to a maximum of 45 points for the entire game. You will get 10 for painted.
Thanks, mate.
That's all right. You then can pick up to 3 secondaries, each of those scoring you 15 points apiece, okay? Up to a maximum of 100 points.
Don't think I have to worry about that.
Nah, cool. Saw that game that me and Dave played. I went, Dave, what secondaries are you picking, mate? And he went, Dad, don't worry about them. I was like, hey, you kind of got it. And he was like, oh, if I have to.
Yeah. I've got secondaries in mind.
Yeah.
Think about that. We're
Yeah.
half professional.
Yeah.
We're fine, Steve.
And then, we'll go over the list now, and then we'll do secondaries. Right, Liam, you go take us through your list.
I will take you through the Necrons first. I think Michael does have an image, although it says Jake on the stream deck for my Necron force. So 2,000 points of Necrons. I'm running 3 detachments today, Steve.
Hang on a minute.
Has he not done it?
It's a bit zoomed in.
Liam's pulling. Oh, okay.
Shall I just keep talking, Steve, or do you fix it live?
You keep talking.
So we have a patrol and a Vanguard detachment, as well as a Supreme Command detachment. So we'll talk about the Supreme Command detachment. My Warlord today, I'm bringing none other than the Silent Chin, and he's called the Silent Chin because the model was donated and painted by the wonderful Matt Chin, who I'm hoping is watching in chat tonight. So he'll be the Warlord. If you don't know what the Silent King does, or the Silent Chin does, he offers lots of buffs out, and it's one of the reasons, the core change is one of the reasons why we're bringing him tonight, because he does lots of abilities and effects for core units within 6 to 9 inches. So hopefully we can show that off, because typically in the past he was able to buff Warriors, Immortals, Lich Guard. That was about it. Now we can buff things like Scorpec Destroyers. So, moving straight into the Patrol detachment, we have a unit of Crypto Thralls who don't take up a Force Organisation slot. That's because we do have a Chronomancer in the list who is a Cryptech. We also have Illuminor Cesares, also another model who typically didn't see a lot of play previously, but because he can buff core units, I think there's a place for him nowadays. The single troops choice, we have 5 Immortals in the list, and that's the only obsec I've got running with this list tonight, because we are not running Relentlessly Expansionists and Eternal Conquerors. We're actually running everything as Novok, apart from the King, who has to be Zrakan. In the fast attack slots, we've got 2 units of 3 Ophidian Destroyers. Ophidians are still super utility and really useful. They have Deep Strike. They can still do actions relatively reliably. Obviously, that's looking to change in the new rules, but at the moment, I think there's still a place for them. When those rules for secondaries change, you might see Ophidians drop out for things like Wraiths, because Wraiths also gain that core keyword. In the Vanguard detachment, we have a couple of Cryptechs. So we have another Chronomancer, and because we have a Chronomancer in the HQ slot, we can take another Cryptech without taking up a Force Org slot, and we're running a Technomancer. The Technomancer has a Canoptic control node. He doesn't. He has a Canoptic cloak. and he has his Rites of Reanimation ability. Then we have 2 viral constructs. We have the 2 plasma sites, so they are able to essentially buff destroyers in the fight phase. We are running Anrakar, the Traveller. So he's a dynastic agent overlord who didn't see a lot of play typically, but he gives +1 attack to all units that are core within 6 inches. So that'd be a pretty big deal with the destroyer list. And then we've got the sort of main meat of the list. We've got 3 units of 5 Scorpec destroyers, and they've now, like I said, gained that core keyword. That's super important for some of the buffs and abilities that we'll be showing off in tonight's game, hopefully. Finally, we have 2 other small fast attack choices in the Vanguard. That's 2 units of 3 Scarabs. A bit quick, they've got fly, they can move around quite quickly around the board, which will hopefully be useful for some of the secondary choices for tonight. And that is 2,000 points. I start with 9 command points, Steve. I've spent 3 already, and I know that sounds odd, but because the Silent King's the Warlord, my patrol detachment's free. He also gives me +3 command points, which essentially makes my Vanguard detachment free, and then we pay for some additional Warlord traits. So Luminos Zaris has got a Warlord trait, that's -1 damage. You right there?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we've got another one on Anrakar the Traveller, which gives him reroll charges for everything with 6. There's a Technomancer who's got a Warlord trait, which I didn't need because I don't have Wraith in the list because I changed it. So I'm actually going to have 10 command points, not 9 command points, but your blog post might be slightly wrong. Don't tell anyone.
That's fine.
Okay, good.
Illegal.
Thanks. Cool.
All right then.
That's my 2,000 points of Necrons.
Yeah.
You were over there fixing, I just carried
I
on.
fixed it, yeah.
Did you?
So let's see if this next one works. Is the Blood Angel list going to come up? We're good. I had to resize this one without seeing it.
It's almost like we've completely moved studios.
Yeah.
And everything's reset.
Yeah, I know. It was, anyway, teething problems, guys, but teething problems. Anyway, so what have I got in this list? I've got Dante. I mean, he's my boy. He's always in the list. I even tried to take him out and I just couldn't. I put him back in. He gives me a CP. He's a Warlord. He's got a command ability for some rerolls, and he's got that over a 9-inch aura. Then what I've got is a Sanguinary Priest. Now the Priest has got a jump pack. He allows me to put units into the Assault Doctrine. He acts as like an apothecary. He's super cool. He's got a Warlord trait called Soul Warden, which allows me to ignore mortal wounds. Do you do any mortal wounds?
I do not do any mortal wounds.
Brilliant, so that's useless. Then what we've got is obviously did actually come in really handy against Death Guard, but obviously not in this game.
Unless the Silent King explodes, then I can do loads of mortal wounds.
Great. Love that rule. Then what we've got is Astarath. Yeah, I know.
I don't see him ever.
I know, nobody does. He's a bit of a style pick for me. People all think, the amount of questions I've had, but Steve, why didn't you take a chaplain on bike? He doesn't have a jump pack.
Well, of course.
Done. Then what we've got is 3 units of Incursors for the troops. For elites, we've got, you never guess what I've got. I've got 3 units of Death Company. Now, some people think they don't work, but they're crazy.
It's a bold move, that.
I've got 3 units of Death Company. In each unit, I've got 3 Thunderhammers and then 2 Chainswords.
He's not lying, he's actually got 3 to Death Company.
Yeah, I do. And then I've got 2 units of Sanguinary Guard.
Okay.
I've then got a Sanguinary Ancient who's got a relic, which gives me +2 to my move. He's also got a Warlord trait called Rites of War, which gives me objective secured ability.
Okay.
One thing I should say as well is my chief, my apothecary is not a chief, but he's got a relic called Death Visage, which means I can take away your obsec.
That's fine. That's okay.
You don't have any.
I don't have any obsec.
Brilliant. Cool, so that's going to come in clutch. Definitely should have list tailored, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
And then we've got, for fast attack, 3 units of 5 Assault Marines. Do you remember them?
Why have you got those? Dead points.
No, they're broken, mate.
Okay.
No, again, bit of a... I just wanted a really cool army, and I thought Assault Marines had to go in. And I actually used them as a joke, and turns out I love them. And they're staying in the list. I know you're not convinced.
I'm not convinced by Assault Marines.
We'll see what they can do.
Okay. I'm not convinced by Assault Marines. I'm kind of okay with Death Company. I'm not convinced by Assault Marines.
Now, one thing you need to know about them is that they've got a chainsword, all right?
Okay.
So they will be getting an extra attack. So brace yourself. What we've also got here is this is the new jungle mat from JW Gaming.
It is.
So if you do like this mat, you can check that out below to get your beautiful, 40K mats in the UK. Right, should we get on with the game?
We should probably talk about secondaries first,
Oh, yeah.
and also make a little bit of a confession.
Oh, go
Yeah.
on then. What's your confession?
There's no scoreboard, is there, Steve? tonight?
There's no scoreboard, no.
It broke.
We had some technical faults with the scoreboard. We will be going back to that really cool live scoreboard. When I say it broke, forgot to renew the subscription to pay for it.
Yeah.
But look, that'll come back next week. I'm really sorry. It's been a busy week. We only got internet last week, so give me a break. Just stop getting on to me, chat, all right? I already know it. They're on it.
But it's okay, because Mike has promised he's going to keep a fair score for us.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yes. He's got a note. And that's a man that does math, so we're fine.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, the live scoreboard will be back next week because people did really like it in the corner, like a football score. So that will bring that back. Secondaries, I've gone for Stranglehold, hold
Okay.
more objectives. I've also gone for Retrieve Octaris Data, where I've got to do an action each of the quarters of the table.
Yep.
And then the final one, I'm going for No Prisoners. And you've just
Okay.
got to kill your models.
Which is actually not that bad versus Necrons when you consider that reanimation is a thing,
Yeah.
and with my 2 of my HQs, I can keep picking destroyers back up. So every destroyer killed is another 3 or 0.3 points, isn't it? So
I didn't agree to do the secondary counting if you're going to take no prisoners against Necrons.
We'll work it out at the end.
yeah, I'll be honest
That's
about.
involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No, all right, I've got it.
Yeah.
You've
It's
got
just
it.
tallying, isn't it? It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
You
Just-
got Paddy there. He's a genius.
I'll help him with the maths. I'm sure it'll go beautifully.
yeah. Well, basically, if it's going to take him above my score, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it down a bit.
I have
Yeah.
conversed. So I also have Retrieve Octaris Data. I still think it's a really good secondary, especially now, especially currently for units like Ophidians. So I know that's going to change, but at the moment, whilst a 3-man unit of Ophidians can jump in and do Rod, I think it's still pretty good.
Yep.
I've also got Engage on all fronts, which I'm not massively comfortable with this list. This list is basically designed to completely murder. And if I had taken Eternal Conquerors, I probably would also be looking at Stranglehold, but because of the amount of OBSEC you've got and with your infiltrators and stuff, I've gone for Engage on all fronts.
Yeah.
And then finally I have a Necron-specific secondary, which is Code of Combat,
Yeah.
which is every time a noble unit from my army kills an enemy unit, I gain 3 points.
And who's noble?
The King
Anyone else?
and Anrakar the Traveller with his war scythe.
Oh, he's noble.
So I have 2 nobles in the unit, yeah. I mean, I typically take that with just the Silent King.
Yeah.
But tonight I decided I'd go a bit brave and use it for both of them. I'm not sure how. I mean, you've got lots of small 5-man units. The King has lots of 2 and 3 damage weapons.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that he can pick a few units up and gain me some points on Code of Combat.
All right, mate. I'm
That's
excited.
it. That is the secondaries.
I'm loving this.
This has been a complete
Well,
professional.
it's been different. Starting with Jake this morning.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad, Jake. But you massively let us
But
down.
basically, Jake, if you'd have been here, I'd have been where Mike is, and everything would have gone smoothly.
Yeah, it's basically all of your fault, Jake. Okay.
I don't do this. He's watching.
He is watching.
Oh, damn it.
I know he's watching. He messaged
Yeah.
me. There in spirit, he said. He
Jake.
is there in spirit.
We love you. Right. Anyway, some sort of roll off. So whoever wins this roll off goes first. Are you ready?
Yes. I didn't want first turn.
I obviously did.
Clearly, Steve did.
Right.
Blood Angels turn 1. I have some not pre-game. I have some battle round abilities.
All right. Yeah. I've got a pre-game move.
So, have you?
Yeah.
You want to do your pre-game move, and I'll talk about because obviously I have what are they called? Command protocols.
Yeah.
So I start off with Protocol of the Sudden Storm, and I'll pick Directive. Do I pick Directive 1? Yes, I'm going to pick Directive 1, Steve, which basically means I get an additional inch to my movement in the first turn.
Nice.
Just to let you know.
Okay. I'm gonna. I basically start on 13 CPs,
Oh wow!
but I spend 4 pre-game, so that takes me down to 9.
It does. Good maths.
Yeah.
Use all
Then
your
what I'm
toes.
gonna do is spend a CP for pre-game moving. Then I'm gonna gain it back, so I'm back up to 9. Okay. Cool.
I believe you.
Hang on a minute. No, I start on 10 because I get a free relic, don't I? Yeah. I know. It's all good. I thought I was one short of a
He
picnic.
just makes it up as he goes along, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Makes it look-
So I'm gonna pre-game move the Death Company because I probably want to get stuck in to something.
I want to get stuck in.
Yeah.
So what I didn't do actually, I didn't tell people what Novok gives Necrons. So I talked about that very quickly whilst you're doing your pre-game move. So Novok, like I said before, when we're doing the army lists, typically you see Eternal Conquerors and Relentlessly Expansionists. If you don't know what that means, it gives all of your units OBSEC, unless they're domestic agents or or the Triarch or the Silent King, etc. And then you also get Relentless Expansionists because everyone has pre-game 6-inch move, which is also super key for Necrons getting across the board, especially for score pack. Didn't want to run that because we see it all the time, and I wanted to go down the route of using Novok. So Novok is, you champion Novok, right? It's probably one of your preferred dynasties. So I get +1 inch to my charges.
I just don't like the custom stuff. You know what I mean?
The only problem with the Necron custom stuff is that those two particular picks are just so good.
I know.
That there's nothing else that stacks up. So I think I've gone for a statistically worse choice, but it's different, so it's cool.
Hits harder though.
So I get +1 inch to my charge, and I get an additional AP if I was charged to perform a heroic intervention. I also get access to another stratagem, which gives me +1 attack to a core unit.
Which is great, yeah. That's really nice.
Now really good for destroyers.
Yeah.
Cool. So you've done your pre-game move, Steve?
Yeah, just basically bimbled along some Death Company 12 inches.
A little bit of conga line in right there.
Yeah, a bit of a
like
conga. Right, so command phase, Dante is going to give that unit full rerolls.
Is he now?
Yeah, full of the rerolls.
Full of the rerolls.
The Sanguinary Priest is going to give them the ability to be in the Assault Doctrine.
Okay.
Okay. Then what we're going to do is the Banner is going to give that unit +1 to hit.
Okay.
Okay. Now Ashtrath's got an ability. It's called the Massive Doom. Ready for this?
No.
It's 6. It goes off. So the Massive Doom of Os is I'm going to put that on the boys, the Death Company. I roll a dice. On a 1, I take a mortal wound and get +1 to hit.
Okay.
On a 2 to 5, I get +1 to hit. So that's what I've got now. On a 6, I would have got 4 + invulnerable save as well.
That's tasty, isn't it?
Really nice. Happened the other day.
Did it?
Yeah. Anyway, so they're now actually hitting on 2s.
No, they're not.
Because they're getting +2 to hit, but with the Thunderhammer being -1.
No.
It all balances out to only get a +1, so that's how that works.
Like baloney.
So Pardo, if you're watching, this is how it's done, mate. Okay?
No, Death Company are rubbish, Steve.
Oh, Pardo telling me the other day that Death Company are rubbish.
But we love Steve.
We do from SM Battle Reports, but honestly, when you start slagging off my Death Company, then do you know what I mean?
I feel like I did want first turn, so I could start getting some Cryptek 5 up and vulnerable saves off. Because I think that flat 3 damage surrender hammers are really going to hurt me.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, you put them all quite together as well.
I did, yeah.
So I could charge 2 units.
You can.
Probably won't.
I kind of want you to.
Shall we let you guys do your movement phase?
Oh, super chats.
We can read out some super chats.
Yeah, so how it works, guys, with super chats, if you want to help us continue to grow the channel, super chatting is the best way to do that, and we also answer your questions. So yeah, over to you guys in the movement phase.
Just mute you guys. So we've got some lots of love for Jake here, as it should be. A few super chats going for Jake. Jake is daddy. Jake himself super chatted. Love you all. Thank you. You're so welcome, Jake. You're such an addition to the community. We really do love you.
We're missing you a lot, Jake.
We've got Connor. After the beating I took from the Blood Angels at Leicester, I'm rooting for the Necrons to get the win. Good luck, Liam. Also sending my love to Jake. So I'm sure Steve can talk about that in a minute, but Steve played Connor from the VT Academy at Leicester. And Connor did indeed lose. We got Depth Walker. I found this funny when it popped up. So Steve, you were talking about teething problems, and Depth Walker has just said, was that a Blood Angels joke?
No, but it should be. Yeah, it's definitely intended. Definitely. Yeah, it's intended, that one. Yeah.
And then we've got, does Monster Mr. Box think he'll need the energy against the Necrons? Oh, people underestimating the Necrons here. With Core, they've got quite a few tasty things going on. One more super chat. In place of the technological scoreboard, you need physical scorecards you can hold up to the camera or strut around with. Well, you see, the main reason Paddy's joined the team is so that he can strut around in suspenders and hold the scoreboard in front of the camera.
Unfortunately, I forgot them this week, but I'll try harder next week, I promise.
Yeah, you better. All right, so we're looking at this game from the get-go, and Paddy, you yourself have a beautiful Blood Angels army. Looking at this Necron list, I know you're not that familiar with Necrons. What do you think Steve wants to be doing in his turn 1?
I think at this stage, playing against a heavy melee army that's got the tools to take down the Blood Angels, a bit of out-and-out aggression to pin them in their deployment zone so that you can get the board control and really take the initiative for this game is really important. If you allow yourself to be held back, then the Necrons can absolutely come and pin you in the back, and you're not going to be able to score this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can see that Steve's got a lot of infiltrating units as well, and getting the first turn with those infiltrating units is always a bonus. I know you do want to go second in a lot of these games, and of course this is a hold 2, hold 3. So potentially going second, we might see a big point swing at the end of the game. What do you think Steve needs to do to ensure that he controls the game even up till round 5?
I think it's going to be interesting about the amount you put forward to engage these Necrons, trickle feed enough units to keep them back and keep you having the initiative without running out of steam. So you've still got scoring units left for those critical turn 4, turn 5 scoring areas.
We've got some volume. Is this better? Just turn this up a little bit. Right. Yes. Excellent. So we can see the Death Company have come hurtling forward. I think Steve's looking to make an early trade. I know that Death Company with Thunderhammers can do a lot of work. I'm actually very excited to see what's going to happen here. Do you think those Death Company can kill 1 or 2 units, Paddy?
I think you've always got to be safe. Go into 1, kill. Put the attacks in to guarantee the kill, rather than putting it into both and ending up not killing anything and putting yourself in a bad position for the rest of the game. Yeah,
that's very sound advice. We know that the destroyers have access to some defensive stratagems, -1 to wound, for example, and I think that will come in really key in this combat that's coming up. I think Steve's possibly going to look at maybe picking up 1 unit and sort of causing Liam some issues with dealing with that unit in his own deployment zone. I don't think Steve wants to give him that unit in his own turn. Looking at the rest of the movement going forward, we can see Steve is pushing quite far forward in the middle. He's set those infiltrators a little bit further back so the charges aren't quite as easy. Now, Vital Intelligence has a special mission rule, Paddy. Do you want to take us through that? So when you start on an objective, at the end of your command phase, you'll hold that objective.
Powerful stuff for your backfield objective, especially without those deep strikers. If you're able to zone them out, it's good. It allows you that bit more board control.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, if you've got infiltrating units on Vital Intelligence, it's a really strong ability to have. Because now we can see on the board that Steve's actually got control of 4 objectives unless the Necrons come and take them off them. And Steve's played really well here. We can see the back left, top left corner. We've got those infiltrators stepped away from the objective so that Liam can't just use a charge to take that objective off him.
Absolutely. Spreading out around the whole board as well gives Liam a lot of choice paralysis. He's got to figure out which of the targets that are worth going for rather than potentially trying to get everything in one.
Yeah. Excellent. So just got the thumbs up. Over to Steve.
Well, I was going to talk you through what I did, but you kind of did it already. So,
making your life easy, isn't he?
Yeah,
Michael.
That's brilliant commentary, actually. Yeah, start to screen out in the corner here. I'm going to retrieve Octeris data with this unit over here, the one you mentioned that I've walked off the objective, because that objective's still mine.
For now.
And it's mine.
For now.
Yeah, okay. Retrieving, so I'm doing an action in that corner, and like basically the intent here is to make sure that 10 inches gets you to there, that's your movement, right? And then that means you're within 12, so you need an 11, and you get -2 because you're going over that dense there. So I'm making that charge super hard for Liam.
I'm basically, because I get +1 for Novak, I'm basically going to have to boxcars it right to get across.
You basically need a 12, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't really walk any further away, but you're quite an obnoxious roller, so you'll probably make it. Then over here, we're just screening out a little bit more, pushed more models onto this objective as well, so you can't just put your immortals on it and take me off it. So I've got OBSEC and also more than 5. And then I've moved this unit of Assault Marines coming into play here. Move blocking. screening my combat so you can't charge me.
Nah, Assault Marines are rubbish.
They're good, mate. I'm telling you. Now, the Death Company moved forward 14 inches because they were in 6 inches of my banner, so they get an extra 2-inch move. The Wrath of Baal, okay?
It's mental, that, to be honest with you.
Now,
14-inch move with fly is incredible, right?
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Really good.
Look how close I am.
I didn't think... I completely forgot that a pre-game move as well. I didn't think you go that far that quickly, if I'm honest. I might not have deployed quite so far forward if I remember the pre-game move, but...
Yeah. Now, normally what I would do is actually charge both units here.
Okay.
And the reason for that is you're at a 3 wound sweet spot.
I am.
I know you've got a strat for -1 to wound, so that kind of negates my +1 to wound that I get because I'm a Blood Angel. But against Necrons, you cannot afford to leave anything alive. Now, although I get 5 attacks each with the hammers.
What strength are you?
I'm strength 8.
Okay. So that -1 to wound is important for me.
Yeah, I go from wounding on 2s to 3s.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a whiffer in the wound roll, what I don't want to happen is like pick up a bit from each.
Yeah.
I need to, as Michael said, trade effectively.
Kill what you can kill.
Hopefully kill a unit. Because I think with the hammers, with 10 going on one, 5 in the chainsaw going on the others, I might be able to pick up both, but I'm not a greedy guy, you know. I'm not greedy. Don't know why are you wincing when I say that?
I saw you eat pizza earlier, that's
I was
why.
going to say, when I'm eating food, especially sharing food, get in quick, all right? Amy knows.
Joey doesn't share food, does he?
Joey does not share food.
Does he, Steve?
Right, so the charge.
Yeah, I don't
Because I ain't shooting.
have Overwatch.
I'm not shooting anywhere.
You're not?
I'll go into the unit. You've got heroic intervention over there anywhere?
I have some characters. There's a Cryptek there. I'll tell you now, I'm not going to heroically intervene with him. Anrakaz here. I can't heroically intervene. All these stuff I kind of blocked off by my destroyers.
Because there is like one of the little mancers can give a unit the ability to heroically intervene, right? But you haven't gone for it, which is fine. Right, I'm just going to go for the unit on the left-hand side there.
The painted one?
Yeah. And I'm in.
You'll probably already make that, yeah.
I'm in. I'm in on a 10. Now, what I'm going to do here is just place these models within half an inch, and then the other models within half an inch as well, just so that the 3 Thunderhammers can fight. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to, I'm not going to go within an inch of this unit, and I'm going to potentially sacrifice fighting with 2 of the chainsword models, because they're probably not going to do a huge amount anyway. But what this means is I can move block this destroyer unit in and pen them in, as Paddy said. So not only am I trading for to kill a unit, but I'm also going to trade a move block. Just force you to go in a certain direction.
Absolutely spending that command point to try and make you -1 the wound, because winning on 3s for you compared to winning on 2s is so much more important for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're hitting on 2s, right? And you've got 4 rerolls, so
yeah.
It probably isn't going to help. But for a single CP, I feel like it's worth a punt, just in case.
It's worth a punt, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go then. So I'm hitting on 2s, and I'll re-roll the 1s.
Oh, you missed once! It's looking good for the Necrons.
Now, wounding on 3s now.
You are, yeah.
But no re-rolls.
No, I do still get an armor save as well.
And that definitely paid off there, because I've just whiffed it with... It's quite a big...
I mean, there's still plenty there, Steve, to kill the unit.
But it was good, though, how if I'd have gone into both units and you'd have played it, I may have not picked up both. I'd have actually done exactly what
I guessed how many wounds.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, and I picked out all the ones that were already up on 6s.
So -3.
So 6 up saves, so I've got 3 up armor saves,
Okay.
right? You ready
Here we
for
go
this?
then.
Are you sure?
Okay.
4 6s. That's the unit dead. That really stings. So I'm gonna do something that I would never normally advise if we were teaching people.
Are you on about a CP reroll?
I'm gonna CP reroll. You know why? Because then I'll get reanimation.
Yes, so I probably should have CP rerolled a wound. But I agree with you, definitely.
So I'm going to spend one, and I know it's only a 1 in 6 chance, but on the off chance that I get this, if I get this alive, I can then reanimate, and I can heal with Cesaros and all sorts of stuff, right?
So it's definitely worth it.
That didn't work, Steve. No.
But definitely the right call,
Yeah.
because although I've wiped the unit, just roll out what would have happened otherwise.
So if I'd have kept him alive, the first thing I would have done is roll this many reanimation rolls.
Yeah.
And there straight away is 2 destroyers back up.
2 destroyers
which
back
would have
up.
had me on 3.
Yep.
I would have then fought you.
Yep.
And we would
Roll
have
that
seen-
out quickly.
So,
Because this is really interesting. Why that CP is really, really crucial.
So each of them gains 4 attacks. Then I get another 3 attacks because Anrak is nearby.
Sweet.
Okay, and I would have spent a CP to give another attack for being Novok.
You might not even need to do that at this stage.
And I hit you on 3s
Yep.
and re-roll 1s
Why?
because I'm a destroyer. So
Nice.
I have hardwired hatred.
Inbuilt.
Yeah.
Yep.
But these guys are strength 5, so I wound you on 3s.
Yep.
But I'm in range of the king, Steve.
Okay, so what does that mean you do?
I re-roll all failed to wounds.
You're joking me. You
Because they're core now. So there would have been that many. And you charged me, they're AP4, 2 damage each.
Sweet, yeah, so units
I'd
dead.
have picked the unit up. If
yeah.
I'd have got that 6, I could have potentially picked the unit up. Yes.
I do have to say, how many chainsword attacks would you got in addition to the hammers?
None.
None.
Wasn't
It was
range.
just the hammers in combat. Okay. well,
Because I chose to go for the move block instead.
Right. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
So although the unit is dead, if I'd have successfully got that single 6, so
Yeah.
often people say for a CP it's not worth it, but I
That
mean
is.
the difference would have been huge.
That is, well, it's a game changing because you not only survive, but you then, I'm not trading at all. And this is exactly why I could not multi-charge.
Well, the other thing is
into
as
the
well,
Necrons.
Steve. The other thing as well is that afterwards, in my turn, then in my movement phase, in my command phase, sorry, Illumina Cesares then picks a destroyer up, so I'm then back up to 4 destroyers, and it's effectively your whole charge phase. You kill 1 basically.
Yeah, so I'm just staying outside of an inch from there.
Your inch or my inch?
Mine.
Cool.
Because I know yours is much... Anyway, so we're going to move on. That's the end of the combat. Death Company did their thing. Pardo, taking notes.
Score any
I'm
points?
going to get so many Pardo puns in.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna love you,
Guys,
Pardo.
did you score any? Did you score any points, Steve? Any
Yeah,
secondary
just
points?
a rod.
Okay, so you haven't scored yet.
Well, I also scored 1 point for no prisoners because you were 15 wounds.
Yeah. Ironically, for no prisoners, you almost didn't want to kill the unit.
And also Stranglehold
You do get stranglehold. Yes, that's correct.
because I hold 1, 2, 3, 4 objectives.
All right, show off. I get
All
it.
right, sorry.
So I guess that means it's my turn.
Yep.
So I'm up to 9 CPs. Michael, if you can ship to... I should do some commands. I'll think about the command phase stuff. If you want to ship to top down and talk to chat for me, mate.
Yep. Any super chat questions? Get in.
Yeah, excellent. So we did miss one right at the very start. Sorry there. Just starting pure Khorne Demons, because why not? Is there any chance of being even vaguely competitive, and how? What are your thoughts on this, Paddy?
Khorne Demons. That's a bit of a new one to me, but yeah, I don't really know at the moment. Is all I can say.
Well, there's probably a reason you haven't seen very much of them, and I don't want to be cruel, but obviously demons as a whole, even with all 4 Chaos Gods, aren't in a fantastic place at the moment. So sort of restricting yourself to just Khorne Demons is really probably not going to help you. What I would recommend, maybe if you do really love the Khorne side of things, is jumping on with maybe some Khorne Space Marines, Khorne Berserkers, World Eaters, and maybe run like an old classic Khorne Demon King army. I don't know if anybody remembers that old book. But yeah, have a look at that. Otherwise, Khorne Demons, at lower point games, I'm sure they're a lot of fun, and everybody loves 20, 30 bloodletters jumping down and making a charge from Deep Strike.
But they can look very pretty, so that's always something you can have with a Khorne Demons army. Lots of opportunities for some great painting.
Oh, absolutely. And then we have another super chat, which I believe, how similar is the BA list to the one Steve took to Leicester? This is the exact same list. And in fact, because we're using sort of LGT, a terrain setup, this will have been one of the missions that Steve played at Leicester with this army. So he's already sort of coming into this game with that experience. And I don't doubt that, he's played this based on obviously knowing the mission well and judging the opposing army. Sticky objectives. We discussed that earlier. Steve is currently on 4 objectives. 4. Dicecam is zoomed in. You're very welcome. Steve worked hard on getting a very slightly zoomed in dice cam. We all know you love seeing the dice rolls. And then VT Jake, Steve, I know, would have gone into both. What do you have to say about that, Steve?
Because I would have whipped it. Because Jake can't say that, you know.
The red thirst hasn't quite descended on Steve just yet.
Well, we know they're having teething problems, so... Okay, so what do you think of Liam's movements in his turn 1 here, Paddy?
Well, it's interesting. He's doing what he can to get around that move block. It's clearly been very effective by Steve. But the units that are fast enough and can get around the sides are doing exactly that, to get on these objectives and make sure Steve can't run away with 15 points in the start of his second turn, and then set Liam up for the later parts of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Liam's probably going to struggle to remove Steve off some of these objectives. And you could maybe suggest that the 15 points is inevitable at this stage. It's an interesting one. I don't think Liam mentioned it. He may have, but the Ophidian destroyers are in deep strike. And we can see whether maybe actually having them on the board might have been a better play, just to sort of contest objectives early on. Of course, we'll see them come in later today, next turn probably. And I'm sure they'll mix things up, especially with the core keyword now. The Silent King's just jumped over the containers.
I think we're going to see some dead death company at the end of this turn.
I would be very surprised if they survived. How much do you know about the Silent King, Paddy?
What I know is every time I've played him, he's absolutely done a number on me. Magnus did not enjoy their run-in last time.
Yeah, he's very, very nasty in combat. Makes everything in engagement rage fight last. I think he's probably the boogeyman to this matchup, and we can see Liam's probably going to want to kill that unit with the Silent King to get the Code of Combat secondary points. So in a way, having that unit right in front of him for round 1 has really, really helped. Liam's made a cracking decision there to jump on that objective just to deny the points from Steve, because obviously Steve doesn't have a unit on there.
Exactly. Liam needs to do what he can now to stop Steve getting a runaway primary victory in the first half of the game, to let him come back in that second half to try and swing it in the later turns of the game. Yeah,
absolutely. And then, we'll see turn 2. I think that's when everything's going to kick off. We've also got it's going to be really interesting to see the sequence of fighting, because, there's interrupts. Only the king really has fight last here. So there's going to be a lot of hard decisions with combat. In your mind, Paddy, when you're looking at multiple combats and where you can interrupt, what's sort of on your priority list?
I always need to make sure that anything that's going to score me points is something I absolutely protect, whether that's with fighting first, or if I do have that interrupt, just to try and save anything that's going to get me ideally as primary or those secondary points. And just being aware of, if I can remove a right unit that can get rid of some fight last auras, then that's even better for me. Yeah, absolutely. Really, really good considerations there. I think the focus on the points is massive, especially as the fight phase happens before someone's command phase. So you're really controlling the flow of who has the objectives and who's going to get primary points. Exactly. It's very easy to get carried away, especially with Blood Angels and just trying to kill everything. But being specific in where you go to keep those points going along is what inevitably will win you the game. Yeah, absolutely. And another interesting thing about this matchup is obviously the Blood Angels aren't actually that resilient into a lot of these destroyers. I think we're seeing a cheeky Veil of Darkness, which I think actually is a fantastic play at the moment. And I think Liam's got to do it. Absolutely. That move block's in place. So to get out, to win yourself back some board presence, and also effectively deny those Blood Angels Death Company doing what they were put there to do is a really strong move and gets Liam back in this game. Yeah, absolutely. And if he does manage to get that charge, and he is Novok, so he will get a +1. That's an 8-inch charge. He's got a CP for a reroll. It's entirely possible. That could be really big. In fact, depending which way he goes, Liam could potentially charge to the right and perform a move block of his own. Unfortunately, Blood Angels all have jump packs, so maybe that won't work. But trade quite well, I think. And Liam's ready to take us through his turn.
We don't need, you're doing our jobs for us tonight, Mike. It makes our life easy, Steve and I.
It does actually.
So look, losing a whole 175-point unit of destroyers before the game pretty much gets going stings, big style, but it is what it is. We've got to deal with it. What Steve cleverly did with his charge and then his movement, and we've always said, right, movement's the most important part of 40k in general, is he moved block the centre of the board. Now, I don't have the mobility that Blood Angels have in terms of I don't have the jump backs. I can't fly over his units. So I had to think about how I was going to circumvent that and still pick up some points. I've got Engage, I've got Retrieve Octarius data. I need to be mobile. I can't let him slow me down. So I had to work out how I played around that. Now, what Steve did cleverly here by moving behind this obscuring terrain here slowed me down. I would need boxcast to charge. Now I could boxcast to charge. Of course I could with a reroll. It's not worth the gamble, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and make it more assured. And although I've still got a gamble charge, it's a safer charge. I'll talk about that in a minute. So what we did is the unit that was here, we've moved them around here. We got an advance, a big 5-inch advance. With the additional movement from the directive, Protocol of the Southern Storm, and from the King, it meant that I was able to touch on that objective. I now take that objective off to Steve. So he won't hold that objective. That was one down straight away, right? I need to stop him from scoring 15 primary in the first turn. Originally, I was thinking I was just going to give it up, and then I thought, no, actually, I can stop it because I do have, and I didn't talk about this in the list, I do have a cheeky Veil of Darkness.
Yeah.
It's the only relic to take in the Necron book, and because they need to be core and infantry, and destroyers are now core and infantry, that meant I could basically use Veil to treat them like a jump pack.
Yeah.
So I was able to jump over these Death Company, sit on this objective, and I've got some Scarabs that advance in here, an inch away from the ruin, so you can't charge me through the ruin, you have to come around. So I've got 2 units, or 3 units currently on that objective.
So now you're going to definitely take me off because of that advance roll. And if you saw me moving Liam's models, it's because you just kind of move one over here. And basically what I did was just move that one model back a little bit because he's got no business being this close really. And the reason for that is it just makes my charge, because I'm roughly there, 14-inch move, rather than needing like a 7-inch charge, I now need like a 9 or a 10. So it just makes the probability, may the odds forever be in your favour.
Absolutely. Now I'm hoping that these then can come down into the infiltrators down here, pick this unit up and start to sort of secure this flank down here for me.
And again, that gets them out of threat range from the Death Company. Otherwise, if they're stood there, then they're breakfast for me in a minute. For
the same reason around here, a Technomancer to move around this way, as did Anrakya. It keeps me further away from your big block that you've got over there. It keeps me in range of some of the destroyers and stuff in the future, so that was important. And I know I've left the whole unit Death Company here. If the King and Cesares can't pick up 5 Death Company, then I'll just concede it into battle round 1.
I agree, yeah.
To be honest.
Did you put your buff on from Slazar onto a unit?
It was supposed to be at the end of the movement phase and I forgot to, no. So.
Okay, and do you want to do that?
But it's the end of the movement phase.
And they've all...
And I need to be within 6 inches of a core unit to do that.
And you've kind of run away.
So as much as I'd like to do that...
Can you not move him over here and get within 6 of a destroyer that you string back?
I probably could have done.
Yeah, do that then. Just put him in. Lovely. And do you need to roll for it?
Yes, and I can't wait to get +1 ballistic skill. I'm hoping the King can pick up the 5.
What is the +1 ballistic skill?
So on a 5 or a 6, they get +1 ballistic skill.
Go on, roll a 5.
No.
Or a 6.
On a 1 or a 2, they get +1 strength, I think it is.
All right.
What I want is a 3 or a 4.
So it can be a 5.
I'm just going to put him back where he was. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, Steve. What we did do...
See, you thought I was being a good sport, right? But actually, I knew he was going to roll a 6.
For the memes, wasn't it? That's all it was. What we did do is we used both Chronomancers to buff both units of 5 destroyers, so they now both have 5+ invulnerable saves and re-rollable charges. That last part is... I mean, the 5+ invulnerable saves would have been better against the Death Company Hammers, of course, but those re-roll charges are super key as well, because it saves me CPs for re-rolls. Yes, Mike, you've got your hand up.
So I wouldn't normally interrupt with a super chat. But we do have someone saying, as a newbie, what are the key points I can take from this game? And I think it's important that they know what they're looking for as early as possible. So if you just want to run through what they should focus on for this game.
So if you're completely new to the game, what you're really looking to try and sort of capitalize is the winning parameters. And it's all about holding these objectives. So what you want to watch is how we move our units in order to overload our opponent and use our abilities, because it's pointless trying to focus on certain units because there's so many in the game. Really look at how we move the models and how we actually claim and push those opponents off their objectives. And that's kind of really what you're looking for, is to, if you have like a bit of an overall look at the armies and where they're roughly sat at the moment, think about the flow of where things go and everything else. But again, if you're completely new, we've got our 7-day challenge kicking off literally tomorrow, and it'll be perfect for you. So check out the Vanguard Tactics website, and you can see our 7-day challenge, the basic training, because it will be perfect. I think there's only about 4 spots left on that now, and it's going to be 7 days of 40k, where we've got pre-recorded content and live content. The pre-recorded content you get lifetime access to, and the live content is recorded, so even if you miss it, you can still get your questions answered, and revisit that anytime you wish, really. So yeah, got a great community lined up.
I think to echo what Steve says as well, the biggest thing to focus on when you're a new player is movement. Yeah. I think it's also the one that often gets neglected the most. So typically people will focus on how much shooting they can do or how much fighting they can do, and then they won't be able to get in a position to use those abilities because their movement's not really on point. Movement's super key. Overlapping buffs, etc., are really important, don't get me wrong, but at this point, just the core movement to move, block your opponent, to toe onto objectives, to measure distances, etc., that's probably the most important, I think, the most important part of 40k.
The best mover dictates the game.
Absolutely. Which is also why the Blood Angels list is so good with jump packs everywhere, right, Steve? Because you just don't care about anything in between.
Nope.
Off you go where you want. Cool. So, so that was most of my movement. I think I've covered all the movement. The King did give out his +1 to hit buffs to both unit destroyers. That was before I decided to,
retrieve an Octarius data.
We are retrieving with the Immortals over in the corner, and we kept an inch away from the ruins as well. We did give +1 to hit to both units destroyers. Obviously, I've advanced this unit now, so I can't charge with them. But that's fine. It is what it is.
So Silent King is shooting the Death Company.
The Silent King's going to shoot at the Death Company. We're going to start with his Triarch Menials.
All right then.
So 2 shots.
Treat yourself.
Hitting on 2s. Now these are strength lots more than you.
Cool, 2s then.
It's 2s. Its AP is -4.
Brilliant. So yeah.
And it's a flat 6 damage each.
Cool.
So two of them will be dead, Steve.
2 are dead.
We're then going to open up with his, what's it called? It's called the Scepter of Eternal Glory. We're hitting you on 3s. 2s, sorry.
You've hit.
Its strength is 8.
Yeah.
So wins you on 2s?
Yeah.
It's AP -3.
You're joking me.
AP -3.
So I get a 6+ save.
You get 6+ saves.
Watch this.
No. But it's only 2 damage each.
Right, the first one is dead. The second one. Oh! These are Stephen boxcars. He's still alive. Do that again. He's alive with a wound.
So then what we'll do is we'll also shoot with the Staff of Fallen Stars. Now there's not as many attacks this time, that's just 9.
Oh.
Hitting on 2s.
Right.
Oh, I did miss twice. And then with strength 6. I'm only winning you on 3s this time. Okay. This one is AP -2 and 1 damage each.
Okay, so 3 have gone through. 4 have gone through. 6 plus feel no pain. The unit's dead. So does that mean he gets a code?
That means I get 3 points for Code of Combat.
Very nice.
Yeah, super important.
Very, very nice.
If not, he'd have swept in and hopefully done it melee. Yes, Paddy.
Guys, can you be careful when you're leaning over the camera? It's blurring the focus on the dice tray.
Sorry.
This one.
Sorry, we're a bit rusty. It's all right, guys. Yeah, that one.
This one here.
Yeah, that one.
Right, cool. So now that's my.
Is it in focus now?
It's all.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
It's good.
You just switched it to manual now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't change now. Cool. That's my shooting done, Steve.
That was good.
Are you ready for the charge phase? The chargiest of all the charge phases. I've got 5 destroyers here. Now, one thing I will note is I did have 2 plasma sites.
Yeah.
Now, I couldn't help this because you killed a whole unit, but I left one behind.
All right.
If they're not within 6 inches at the morale step, they are removed from play.
Okay.
I've already removed it because he's not going to be within 6 inches.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't use a plasma site. But we're going to charge into these 5 infiltrators here. It takes you away from this objective.
Yeah.
Takes you out of this table quarter, removes this threat, gets me further away from your super big fighty guys, right?
Yeah.
So it's a 9-inch charge because I use Veil.
Yeah.
But I get +1 for being Novok.
Nice.
And I'm rerollable because I use my Chronomancer's ability to give him rerolls and 5 up invulnerable saves. So I need an 8.
An 8.
That's a 6. It won't do it. Now, you know the rules, Steve.
Change the dice?
Never use the same dice.
Is that the rules?
Yeah.
Come on, I want you to do this.
Stop. Just turn the stream off for a minute.
Oh, close.
Did you just
He's
place
got it though.
No. That's...
I can confirm he did place those
Yes.
on the dice tray.
But I'm going to take it at this point, to be honest with you, Mike. So We're gonna make the charge, Steve. All right.
You placed them, and then what you did really well was you rolled 2 to make it sound like it. You picked them up real quick, so when I turned around,
Yeah.
that's good.
That's what we did. Yeah. That's what we did there. Cool. Okay. So then we're going to do some piling in.
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously we're going to pile in as far away from that big unit over there as we can with my 3-inch.
Yeah.
My 3-inch piling.
Yeah, that's 3 inches if I've ever seen it before.
But also it means that we can get everybody
Within half an inch or half an inch.
Yeah, basically, right?
Very nice.
There we go. Cool, like that. Cool.
Okay, that's good.
Cool.
That's good.
So,
So I'm not going to Overwatch, obviously, or
you're not going to Overwatch?
No, I'm not going to do anything.
Are you going to set to? Is there anything you can do?
Die.
I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed.
Shall I pick them up?
Let me have a look. Let me talk you through it, Steve. So I have 4 attacks for 4 of the destroyers, 3 on the other one. They are all currently at strength 4, AP minus 4. Strength 5, AP minus 4, 2 damage each.
Yeah.
They hit on 2s, rerolling 1s to hit.
Yeah. Do you know what the chat's saying?
What's that?
Transhumanology. We could play that.
Okay.
But I'm not going to. So carry on.
You sure?
Yeah.
You
'Cause
sure?
You're going to absolutely mash me, even wounding on 4s.
So if I spend a CP for a Novox stratagem,
Get an extra attack.
+1 attack.
Yeah.
And I think there's another CP I could spend for another stratagem, which is another +1 attack, which is called, Disruption Fields gives me +1 to wound.
+1 to wound?
Not +1 to wound, sorry, +1 to my strengths.
No, I don't think you need that.
I don't think I need that, do I?
No. I think you just go in, mate.
Do you know what? I'll spend my CP
Yep.
to give me a +1 attack.
You've got no other strats to use on, really, have you?
I don't think so, no, not
No.
really. So we've got, that's 4 attacks per destroyer, now we've got a +1, so that's 5.
Yeah.
So that's 20 attacks so far with the normal weapons.
And you hit on 2s?
I hit on 2s, rerolling 1s.
Yeah. So even if I did use transhuman, I still lose the unit.
You probably do, because they're all 2 damage each as well, right?
Exactly.
So these are now wounding you on 3s because you haven't used transhuman. But let's say you did.
Let's assume I did.
But they're 2 damage each at AP minus 4.
Yeah, so
you just spent a CP to just lose the unit anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
So they're absolutely brown bread.
Yeah. Now I'm not going to do any 3-inch consolidating towards you.
No.
Because the idea was to be as far away as possible. And I'm also conscious that I've just sacrificed a Chronomancer to do that.
Ooh.
But it was probably worth it, wasn't it?
He's not doing anything, is he?
Nah, he's done his job. Cool. That says is the end of mon turn, I think.
Very nice, mate.
So we do get 2 points for engage on all fronts. We have rodded in that far corner over there. And we have got 3 points for code of combat from the Silent Chin.
Okay, I just want to do a CP check. I've got you down as, how many did you start with, Liam?
10.
10, so you'll be on 8 now.
Correct.
And Steve?
I'm on 11 now.
11 now.
Is that including your turn 2 bonus?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the start of my turn, I'm only going to score 10 points because I hold 3 objectives. Okay, so what's the scores on the duels?
You have just got 10
If only
points.
I'd made an amazing scoreboard for you months ago.
So you're sitting on
14.
14, and of course you've done a rod. And then, of course, Liam's only got the 5 and has done a rod as well.
What a loser. You've got 5.
But, of course, you've got a turn in hand.
What a loser.
I like how you've taken all the dice. Is this a sign of things to come, Steve?
Yeah.
I've got no dice left.
Oh, I have some. Right, command phase.
Cool.
So,
Let's do this.
what am I thinking this turn?
Question.
Yeah?
Are you happy with the Death Company Scorpec trade? I
Yeah.
assume you were, considering you threw up on their own.
Yeah, I'm about to do it again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, this unit Death Company are going to get Dante buff, Banner buff, so they get +1 a hit. I'm going to put them in the Assault Doctrine. Then I'm going to give them Ashtrath ability as well. Oh, no. Didn't go off. So
I thought 2 to 5 was successful.
no, I need to roll it to get off first.
Oh,
Back in the old book, he just did it.
did he?
Yeah,
got
now he's got to
worse.
roll for it on a 3+ and he failed. What a loser. So Ashtrath, you failed me there. He's going to buff himself up. He does that, yeah.
He
So
loves
he's gone for
himself.
some mantra strength. You see why I'm going to do that in a minute. then that's pretty much all the abilities I'm probably going to do. I'm actually going to spend a CP to give this unit of Assault Marines from the Apothecary also the Assault Doctrine, okay? Right, so.
Is that you ready for your movement phase, Steve?
Yeah. You can go
In
over
that
the
case,
super chat
Michael,
phase.
would you like to shut us up and go top down and
I
talk?
would love to shut you up. Okay, Paddy, we've got some beautiful shots there as Steve moves his miniatures. You can see all that glinting gold. I do love that about the Sanguinary Guard, is that glint of gold across the table.
Exactly. It's nice to have all three colours of the Blood Angels represented in this army, and yeah, look at that. Great angle.
Yeah. The Necrons had, I would say, a good turn. What do you think about that turn, Paddy?
I think Liam's absolutely done everything he possibly could to avoid that trap that Steve set to him, to trap him in his absolutely, yeah, to trap him in his deployment zone. So look at that movement. They've got all the way across the board, and he's set up now. They've almost switched. So they're going long ways across the table rather than diagonally. So interesting to see what Stephen does here, especially looking to trade again those Death Company into the destroyers. I imagine we'll probably see that for another turn after this as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a sort of drastic measure using the Veil just to sort of not give Steve the control of the game. As was mentioned, you know, the person who moves better controls the flow of the game. And by taking that drastic measure with the Veil, we've sort of switched, as you say, the board to the two quarters separately. Of course, Liam sort of playing on the back foot from here because Steve has such mobility in those jump packs, a 14-inch move, able to dictate quite a lot of combat. And we've got the lonely Chronomancer on that objective, which would be an easy charge to take that objective. But of course, if he charges something into the Chronomancer, we've got 2 units of destroyers sitting there ready to reclaim it.
Yeah, it's the balance of, do you want that free movement to get yourself front edge of that objective to avoid them being able to just walk onto it, or do you want to risk giving yourself that sort of counter charge?
And I actually think it's quite a clever trade, actually. Leaving that character there, either Steve does something about it or Liam has the objective. Steve, of course, doesn't have the shooting to allocate to this character, so the only way you can get rid of him is with combat. But of course, all of Steve's units are quite dedicated combat units. Perhaps we'll see a sort of application with the Assault Marines here. We're seeing some movement already with the Death Company into those destroyers. We've already seen what Death Company do to destroyers. So I think Steve, what do you think Steve's plan here is with his Angels?
I think it's all just trying to get those efficient trades in. So if those Death Company can pick up another unit of destroyers, then again, that just leaves Liam with one, and then he's really got to think about where he's targeting this. Interesting to see the Sanguinary Guard are currently still held in reserve. They're still there to, be committed exactly when they're needed. But at the moment, it's not being pushed forward too much too early.
Yeah, well, we don't know yet. Steve's not finished his movement phase. We could see a sea of gold and red emerge from that ruin and just go absolutely crazy into these Necrons.
That's the minute the thirst takes over.
We're waiting, we're watching eagerly for Steve to start twitching and want to get some more combat going. So he's thinking about it. There's a cheeky little character there. What's he going to do about this character? If we look at the other side of the board, we can see he's consolidated his infiltrating units. Is that a character on the bottom right that I can see, or is that stones? I think he's making a move maybe towards those Immortals, get them out of the way, and then he can start really turning the game sideways.
Exactly. Look to push Liam from 2 directions at once, and also get rid of the only obsec that he's got in the army.
Absolutely, which is a shame because he's got the character to turn off obsec. So I'd like to see him use that in this game on the only unit that he can. Right, Assault Marines are moving. I think Steve's thinking about how these guys are going to move. What's Steve's priority right now in terms of points and objectives?
Well, it's interesting. There's a couple. If you look at his home field objective, he's left that unit of Assault Marines back there, just screening out the backfield. They are sticky objectives, but if you leave Liam space to put these other destroyers down, then you could really see the game try to swing around again. So I think it's just a case of, at the moment, secure the objectives you can and then take out the most hard-hitting units that Liam has in the army to allow yourself that space for next turn.
Absolutely, and it's a tough game, Vital Intelligence, because Liam doesn't have much obsec, and we're going to go and back to the table and see what Steve has to say.
Okay, guys. So what I've done is I've spent a CP to put a unit of assault marines back into the sky. Okay. So I did
Notice
that.
you've done that.
Yeah, I did that. I didn't just randomly kill a unit, if you were wondering why I picked them off the table. So what I've done is I've screened out this area so you can't deep strike in my back end. And I've deep strike over here, and I just made sure I was 6 away, so I'm going to retrieve Octeris data with this unit. So now I've done 2 quarters, because you need to be wholly 6 inches over from another quarter edge. Okay, so I've done that. Just keeping the other infiltrators chilling on this objective, keeping 5 models on there. So the best you can do with those immortals is contest it at best. Okay. Sent the Death Company over the 14 inches, move the Assault Marines over 14 inches as well. The intent here is to clear off this objective with the Scarabs.
No.
What?
No.
No?
You'd be surprised how hard Scarabs are, Steve.
Okay. And then the Death Company are going to hopefully pick up these Scorpec chappies. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it, really. I was tempted to send a character in, but I'm going to hold them back because the thing is, although I'm getting rid of my Death Company units every turn and I'm sort of picking up your destroyers, there is one thing I haven't really left much attacks for. That's your Silent King. I'm going to run out of good assets shortly, so we're just going to see what I can do. But I am starting to control the table and I need to get that stranglehold.
The thing is, though, in seriousness, is if you do sacrifice all your high volume, high damage attacks and you can't touch the king and he gets up and running, he might max code of combat. What he can't do is he can't engage in all 4 corners for me, he can't rod.
Yeah.
So you do shut off other secondaries.
He does.
It's important.
Yeah. So I'm just focusing on the mission plan in order for me to win the game, and that's it. So over here we've got 4 pistols and then a crack grenade. All right?
That kind of game you're playing, is it?
Yep. So the crack grenade missed.
Yeah. That's because you use a silly little dice. Use Jake die.
And then toughness 3?
8 probably.
3 wounds.
6 up saves.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, loves it. I'm joking. I've got 1 on a single wound remaining. You look
Very nice.
confused.
Over here, they're not going to do anything. Cool. So Death Company are going to go into those Scorpec, and they failed.
Uh-oh.
Let's measure it out.
It's a CP that surely, Steve.
I'm
within
within
5?
I'm within 6.
So it's a 5-inch charge.
Well, it's a 4-inch charge because I'm a Blood Angel. I get +1.
So that... Snake eyes. No, you're going to make it. You're good.
Just. Okay.
Was that worth the CP?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, they're going to go like that. This will be the unit I fight first with.
Of course.
Obs.
Obs.
Now realise those Scarabs, what strength are they?
3, I think.
I'll just go in. 4 inches. That's the Assault Marines onto the Scarabs there. Just going to carefully place one guy. Can't quite go there.
Well, I like you to do the strength 6.
What?
I'm joking, strength 3.
And then I'm not going to base you. I'm not actually on that objective yet. So, but I've got 2 areas to pincer manoeuvre to get that secondary. Problem is, anyway, I'm going to be quiet right now. So over here, we're going to pile in first. I have to go over here because otherwise if you interrupt the combat and go before me, you might pick up my unit. And I don't want you doing that. So we've got 5 attacks each. 1. Now, it's something I've learned recently with these Thunder Hammers. A mistake I was making was just going with the hammers first. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with the
Why is that?
chainswords first.
I'm interested as to why, mate.
So,
Because I would have always gone hammers first, 3 damage each, pick up your score pack.
agree. What if it comes to a situation where I know if I just re-roll 1 dice, I kill the unit outright? Yeah? Now,
Okay.
that's kind of, you can't take the gamble, where it's nice to know all my attacks are done, so if it comes down to a single re-roll, then it's crucial.
Yeah, it's easier to make that decision.
Yeah, so this unit with the chainsaws are hitting on 2s, because they get the +1 to hit, and they don't suffer from the -1 to hit that the hammers do. Now, this unit is +1 to wound. Are you spending a stratagem?
100% yes. You
Okay.
can assume against things like Thunder Hammers, I will always spend that stratagem.
Toughness?
5?
So I'm needing 5s.
Ooh.
So that did nothing. Yeah, it's a good strat, that. Because otherwise I've been wounded on 4s.
Yeah.
So now the hammers.
It's hammer time.
It's hammer time. Oh dear.
So this only hit on 3s now.
I know. It wasn't great, that was it?
And it wasn't terrible, because you get the rerolls.
Oh, thank goodness.
There you go. Whew. But you still only hit winning on 3s again.
Yeah, I know. And you get a 6+ save.
That was better than last time, so statistically you should be okay.
Yeah, but I don't like statisticalness.
So would you like to try and reroll one just to guarantee it, or are you happy with the 10?
I'm going to re-roll one, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you got 11.
Oh, I broke the rules. I used one of the same dice.
That was okay because it's a successful one, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm going to try one at a time. No, I might do one at a time. So I need 7 6s.
Yeah.
Doable, isn't it?
No.
Not one.
No, I said, well,
Not a
at least you
single one.
weren't going to do it. There's no point wasting 6s if you know, unlikely to do it anyway, right?
So I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt the scarabs.
Yeah, hang on a minute. I've got to consolidate.
I don't care about your consolidation, Steve. Stop.
Well, I do because it's really important that I get on this objective. Because I just want to contest it.
Wait, obsec.
No.
Oh, I see why you moved one off last time. Just so you can contest it. I see what he's doing here, people.
I mean, oh, yeah.
So I'm going to interrupt with the scarabs for 2 CP.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to spend another CP for the 1-on-1 wound. I'm going to blow him up.
What?
Does D3 mortal wounds. It's just the 3 mortal wounds. So there's a dead assault marine already.
Mate, these are my assault marines.
I don't care about your assault marine, Stephen. So the scarabs have 4 attacks each. Now they don't get core.
So he's now dead, right?
He's dead, yeah.
Okay.
So these will now hit you. I think it's hitting you on 4s. I think it's very good. I hit you on 4s.
Right.
6s automatically wound. So there's 3 auto wounds already.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah. And then the 4s, I'm strength 3, so I wound you on 5s. So no other wounds. They're all at AP -1 as well, because I'm Novok and you charge me.
Oh dear. That's another one dead.
There's another one dead, yeah.
Oh,
So he's okay.
so another one dead.
I'll take 3 CP to kill 2 assault marines with scarabs. I'm okay with that.
Right. Oh, Jesus. Right. Okay, so I'm going to do my... You remove your model.
I'm going to remove my scarab.
Yeah. Now I'm going to pile in
Yeah,
and just touch on that objective there. Yeah, we'll do that. So now I hold 1, 2, 3, and I hold more to get the stranglehold. So, over here. Now, I don't want to alarm you, but basically I get 1 attack each, +1 for a chainsword, +1 because I'm a Blood Angel in the Assault Doctrine, and +1 because I'm a Space Marine. So I get 4 attacks a model.
Like Zephyrim.
I know, right? Then the Sergeant gets another attack.
Oh, did you talk about that on the show?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Hitting on 3s,
You do?
wounding on 2s.
You do, absolutely.
That many. -2s.
-2, so I don't get any saves.
Oh,
That's
Did you have the Chronomancer buff on them?
not on the
Either.
scarabs. No, I gave
Not
them all
on
to
the
destroyers,
Okay.
which I probably should remember when I rolled the saves for those that were 5 up invulnerables instead of 6 up saves.
Oh.
I don't-
Whoops!
No, didn't you go for reroll charges instead of?
No, you get both. You get 5
Oh.
invulnerable save and reroll charges.
I don't think you actually rolled that many 5s.
Yeah,
if I remember
from
rightly.
memory, I don't think you
I'm
did.
pretty convinced they would have been dead anyway, Steve, so I'm not concerned about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty convinced you've been dead too. Yeah, I claim that objective now.
Do you? All
Yeah.
right. Bully for you.
Morale check for me. Lost 2, leadership 8. They're okay. Cool, so that's my turn. So I rodded, so that scores me 4 points now.
Yeah.
That takes me up to 18. Stranglehold, another 3. Takes me up to...
He's got a pen and paper, Steve. You don't need to
Cool.
use all your fingers. It's
Brilliant. I'm running out
fine. Yeah.
of one hand.
What you have done, significantly importantly, is stop me from scoring any primary points because it's a whole 2 objective, a whole 2 mission. With this here, and you move them to school panel, that means that I don't hold 2. I'm joking, clearly I'm joking. But what I will do is I'll gain a command point, so
Okay.
we're okay with that. So 0 primary for me, Michael.
Oh dear.
That's fine. What do you mean, oh dear? Oh dear you. Right, I guess I'll start my turn. You can talk to chat, Michael, for a bit whilst I sit here and panic and rock in the corner.
Okay.
Cool?
I'm going to put my shoes on.
So, a good turn there by Steve. Picked up another score pec unit. We did see that coming. Having these 3 hammers in this Death Company unit is so deadly. And of course, lots of 3 wound units. Thunder hammers are very strong. When you run your Blood Angels, Paddy, do Thunderhammer strike out as one of the main weapons you probably want in this current meta?
Absolutely. Blood Angels tend to be damage 2 across the board, and there's so many ways to get that -1 damage that just really negates a lot of the output you can do. So yeah, having access to Thunderhammers with that volume of attacks is really, really useful. And I suppose here it's a really good demonstration of the power of going first while going second is good. Here it gives Steve the initiative to really make those trades favourable to him and pick the battles.
Absolutely, and it's obviously painful only getting 0 on the primary. Interesting to talk about here is, you know, Steve's gotten a fair few points. He got 10 on the primary. Now Liam's got 0. If you're playing a game, Paddy, and this is your round 2 scores from primary, what's going through your head right now?
At the moment, it would be and then looking at how you can get 10 points for the next 3 turns just to try and get as close to that 45 as you possibly can. So as per Liam, it's moving out and trying to secure some primary objectives that you know you can hold until that next command phase.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's interesting, when you look at primary scores, you know you can only get a maximum of 45. If you look at your battle rounds, you've got 4 battle rounds to score primary in, which means in order to max the 45, Liam would now need to get 15 every turn from here. So already his maximum primary is capped. So what does Liam really need to focus on this turn, Paddy?
It's again all about movement. It's about moving out, getting that board position and putting yourself in the position to hopefully weather the storm, to hold on to those primaries, getting 10, but ideally getting 15. So it's a mixture of moving for yourself and then also trying to counter Stephen to take him off some of those objectives to get that elusive 15 points.
Absolutely. It's really interesting here because if Liam can push Stephen off some of these objectives, then he does have a way of getting back into the late game with the primaries. But the Necrons don't quite have enough mobility. What will be interesting this turn is to see where the Ophidians come in, whether Liam can set up for them to be carrying the rest of his game. Because Ophidians, you know, they're not particularly survivable, but they can kill Marines, and they are quite fast.
And also looking at these secondaries as well, the fact that they're fast and can deep strike, engage and rod are absolutely things Liam needs to keep an eye out for, as well as just the primary.
Absolutely, and there aren't a lot of redundancy units in Liam's force that can do rod, so these Ophidians are going to really do a lot of work for him when they come in.
Exactly that, which is why the movement from Stephen to zone out as much as he possibly could in those other 2 table quarters is so big and put so much pressure on Liam now.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen Liam has sort of used his 3 scarabs at the back, just bearing in mind that Stephen's got the 5 assault marines, of course, jumping back down that he put up in the air last time with the stratagem. How important do you think those stratagems are to an army where you can jump back up, go into reserves, and then come back down?
Well, it's really important because, again, if it forces Liam and your opponent to maintain that sort of backfield presence, which means there's 1 less unit for them to push up the board, 1 less unit to do damage to you, and you force them to sit on the bad objective. Otherwise, you're able to just drop in and snipe it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And it's extremely powerful for secondaries like Retrieve Octarius data and, of course, Engage. You know, there's constant pressure from it, and it helps you score points. I do believe, harkening back to, we had a game in an event at Factorum where we played round 5, and one of my infiltrator units used the guerrilla tactics to go off the board and come back on. And they, in fact, did Retrieve Octarius, I think, 3 times in the game.
Yeah, they did. I think they were the difference between the win for you and the loss for me. Despite Magnus's best efforts, they managed to get enough points to rack that win up for you.
I do remember Magnus did 9 mortal wounds to the unit. Yeah, we've got some decisions going on right now. Tough decisions.
I think one thing to bring back to,
yes,
on those assault marines is the fact they can go up into deep strike. Because they've started on the board and they've gone up, they don't have to come back by turn 3. I believe I'm right in saying, which is super powerful. You can keep them in the sky all the way to the end of the game, even if it's come back in the last turn and get rod. You're not constrained by the same as the other deep strike of having to come in by turn 3.
Yeah, so I think you have to come in the turn after. Yeah. However, you could play it round 4, exactly as you say, and then come in turn 5. So it's really powerful for late game sort of board manipulation, especially on a mission like Vital Intelligence, where people are tempted to move off objectives, and people might not have a lot of models left at the end of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Those sticky objectives can be a bit of a trap.
Absolutely. So more decisions here with these deep strikes. I think Liam at this stage is looking to try and make some 8-inch charges. I think in some ways he has to, at this stage, force Stephen to use more of his reserves, so his Sanguinary Guard in the building, force him to reclaim the objectives. Earlier the better, because then he gets a better understanding of where the game's going towards the late game.
Yeah, absolutely. Chat, you mentioned that the third camera was a bit dark, so we've brightened that up. Can you all let us know how that's doing for you? For us, it looks pretty good and got some good action shots of those incursors there.
Cool. Okay. I mean, that is a lovely shot. This beautiful jungle board, which Steve's put a lot of time into, with that very retro buildings. We've got some super chats in. So we had $5 from Mr. Kerry K. No monolith. You must want to lose. We'll hear Liam's thoughts on the monolith in a moment. And Depthwalker again. Thank you for the super chat. I'm assuming everyone is hyped for SM2. What features do you want to see when it eventually releases in the far future? Not strictly tabletop game related, but I'll give you my thoughts. I'm very excited. It's very cool. I'd love to see maybe some reskins. Different chapters would be nice. Lots of people have pointed out that Titus is now a lieutenant, not a captain. If you're not sure what's gone on and you don't want to have to play the first game, go and look up sort of what happens at the end. But there are reasons for it.
Oh, I'm massively excited for that game. I think he did get demoted, yeah.
Yeah, so he was
Sad
captain.
times.
Yeah, so he got demoted, captain to lieutenant, as we can see from the helmet. We can also see he's gone through the Rubicon Primaris because he's a Primaris Marine now. And I think that's really, really interesting. And it makes me wonder whether we're going to see other Primaris units in the game as well. We saw a snippet with Imperial Guard in there too.
A lot of hype for that jump pack on a Primaris Marine at the moment going around.
Yes, it's very cool. I mean, the first game was so epic and really showcased what a Marine sort of, in the lore, like what you would think of a Marine, you know, obviously on the tabletop, a tactical Marine might not seem all that powerful, but in the game, you really feel that power as you play through, you know, just jumping in the air, stomping on the ground. Right, we've got thumbs up. Let's see what Liam has to say.
Too much.
Panic. Monoliths. There's two things that sting monoliths. Well, three strictly, but two main things that sting monoliths. They're the fact that they're super heavy and the fact that their points is insane for their lack of ability currently. If they weren't super heavy, they were heavy support, I think you'd see more. And if they had a slight points reduction, not massive, but a slight points reduction. It also hurts they've got no invuln. No invuln on a model that pricey really, really stings it. But I do love a good monolith. We've got one here. I'll promise to use a monolith next time we run the Necrons.
Doesn't it like get...
If I'm not playing this nonsense.
Yeah. Doesn't it get like loads of attacks that auto hit in combat?
Yeah, it's decent.
It's weird that it's better in combat than it is shooting.
Interestingly as well, so also you can teleport infantry core through it. So I can teleport Scorpack Destroyers through it now, but you have to, once you've teleported through it, be wholly within 3 inches. And they've got pretty big bases. It makes it quite hard to do that. But yeah, I love a good monolith. The model's super cool since they updated it, but unfortunately it's still toilet.
2 inches.
Yeah, so you can take 3, maybe 4 through the portal when you'll get them in within 3 inches. I don't think you get all 5 within 3 inches.
You've got an inch to play with. You'll work it, I'm sure.
That's what I'm used to.
Exactly.
Just an inch to play with. So, I mean, losing a whole other unit of destroyers is pretty painful, to be fair.
Sorry, mate.
We've seen how efficient they are at picking up your Marines.
The problem
Unfortunately,
is
they're just not holding out right now. Go on.
both of our armies touch each other and then die.
Yes.
In your units are about 175, right?
Yeah.
Mine are also the same.
Yeah.
So it is a 1-for-1 trade every time.
And that's why, although I joked at the very beginning, I kind of did want the first turn.
Yeah.
To get my invulnerables up and running, to get some of that protection up and running would have been super key. We did use, correctly we used Illuminus Azaris' buff this time. We got +1 toughness. So they score are now toughness 6.
Yeah.
They've got the 5-up invuln from the Chronomancer. They've got the reroll charges. Anrik is nearby, he's given them +1 to hit. I mean, they're picking up the Death Company, and we're going to continue that trade, right?
Absolutely.
Although I'm not, with 3 units of Death Company versus 3 units of Destroyers and you going first, I lose the trade,
Yeah.
statistically. Anyway, we floated the king into the middle of the board. He needs to start doing some work for me. Now, I'm going to have to try and max Code of Combat. That's going to be supremely important for me now. So he's going to have to pick up those last 3 Assault Marines, and I'm probably going to have to do that with charges because I want to tie him onto the objective as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to give Steve just a Chronomancer to kill off of that objective to stop me from holding that one in the future. So he's going to have to do that in combat. We've moved more of the characters into the midfield, and you'll notice in my back corner, if we're on top down, are we on top down, buddy? Cool. In my back corner, these scarabs right here have pushed out a little bit, and I've pulled 3 Ophidians in here. These 3 Ophidians are within 6 inches of my board edge, so they're going to retrieve Octarius data in that corner to give me 4 points. But the reason why I put them that side as well is some additional screening, because I know now you've got 5 Assault Marines in Deep Strike Reserve.
That I do.
You do. The other 3 units of Ophidians, they dropped in 9 inches away from the Marines inside the ruin. And Steve, I don't know if it was intentional or unintentional, but I asked you, and they're touching the ruins, right?
They're touching.
So I can charge through them, and because I'm Novak and I get +1 to my charge, I've got an 8-inch charge, and I can use a CP for a reroll. I've stepped out the Immortals. Really, what I want to do is kill maybe 2 Marines with some shooting, and then charge onto that objective to hold that one from him, because that's my only OBSEC unit. Probably throw them away, but they've done a rod. If they could take an objective off you as well, that's worth it for 80 points.
What am I going to kill them with if you get it? Nothing. Because if you make the charge into the Incursors, you'll kill them, and then you'll have a unit on there, and I won't be able to claim it off, because then I've got a direct unit of Assault Death Company that way, and I don't want to do that.
I mean, directing anything that way from this blob of mess, that is exactly what I want you to do, really.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Ideally, I want to use Ophidians and Immortals over there to pull some of your resources that way, so this stuff has a chance of continuing to sweep through this way.
Yeah, I think your late game's going to go well. All right then, so we're kicking off first.
We're going to start with some Shustings.
Yep.
Now, you're on the cover over there, so I'm -1 to hit?
Yeah, correct. No, because you can shoot some units that aren't getting -1 to hit.
Okay, in that case, I won't spend a CP on Solar Pulse,
Yep.
but I'll spend another CP, so 6s to hit auto wounds.
Oh, spice.
They're rapid fire 2.
Don't kill too many.
Rapid fire 1, sorry. So I hit you on 3s. Don't get any rerolls though, Steve.
That's a shame.
You're pleased to know.
Yep.
6 is auto wound,
Very nice.
and then they're strength 5,
Yeah.
so just 1 more wound. And because they're Gauss, they're AP -2. It's 5 up saves. Kills 1, and I wanted to kill a couple. It does, however, now mean that if I successfully charge onto that objective, I'm going to hold it, even if you'd remove the guy off of the objective currently.
Yeah.
Okay. That's basically my shooting.
What about, can you not shoot these Assault Marines?
I am not in range.
What's the range of those?
36.
You're in.
Are you sure?
That's 34 inches.
Oh, it's a unit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah, go on then.
I'm going to hit you on 2s.
And you have.
Going to wound you on 2s.
You are.
They're only AP -4.
Cool.
And a flat 6 damage.
Sweet.
Cool, okay.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but even if they're in a unit, the model that has the weapon still
That's
has
what
to
I
be in
thought.
range.
What? Did they not shoot through him?
One of them, no, they don't shoot through. Well, it'll be from the menhirs. The menhirs might be within 36. I don't know.
I don't think they are.
You can measure it.
I measured them out and I don't think they were. I think
I'm
Steve-
not.
Just put them back, Steve.
All right then.
Put them back.
Sorry, I thought you could shoot through. I just
That's
thought they
right.
were him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a very odd model, the Silent King.
I thought they're just there for show.
They do look pretty. Cool. Charges. Not charges. Yeah, charges. We'll probably use some charges.
Yeah, do charges.
We'll probably use some charges. So Scorpec will charge your Death Company.
Right, I'm gonna not do anything.
Okay.
You're in.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
And then in a minute, we will charge the Silent Queen into your, what are they? Assault Marines?
They will set to defend. 'cause
Will
of the
they?
ruin. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Because
good
when I
luck to them.
interrupt and kill you with Assault Marines, the power. It's a power play.
King.
He's in.
It is. Cool. And then the big one. The big daddy.
There's
Those
the
Ophidians
Immortals.
over here,
Oh, Ophidians, yeah, of course.
they're going to charge into these Marines.
They're going to set to defend too.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
You need an 8.
8-inch.
Go on.
That's not 8.
No, it's not.
I'm going to take some of these dice that you've got.
Yeah, because they're big 6s.
They
Go
were
on, mate.
what I picked up with big 6s. Are you ready?
Here we go.
This
then.
is a CP to do this, team.
It's in.
It's not in.
Oh, it's not in.
That's going to really sting.
That is going to sting.
But that was the really important one for me, I think.
Well, this
now,
one's quite important as well.
how far do we need to get to your base?
Well, obviously you don't want to go across the dents.
I don't know.
So you're within 8.
So 7-inch charge,
Yeah.
which is 6 because I'm Novok.
Nice.
They want it,
They
at least.
definitely want it.
They want it.
And I'm just going to put you within an inch. Yeah?
Yeah.
And no further, because obviously you still get your pile-in move. And
I
now
do.
you currently claim the objective with limiting the amount of attacks back that I can put onto you.
Now, it's really tempting to use the Immortals first
Yeah.
because you have an interrupt and
Yeah.
you can do more damage to them. But if I do that, I'm losing Scorpic, and they're much more valuable to me in the long run.
I'll pick up the entire unit as we've
You
seen.
will, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, the Silent King's safe because everything within range of him fights last.
Yeah. So I can't use the interrupt there.
So if I'm going to fight anywhere, I'm going to start with my Scorpic.
Right. I'll just pick them up
I
again.
probably would, yeah.
we know how that goes.
Yeah.
Now I could spend a CP for the 5+ feel no pain because you are damage 2, aren't you?
Well, unless it's the main weapon, which is damage 3,
But you are getting 20 attacks
at least.
with no invuln save. These guys are brown bread.
Yeah? You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay. Would you like to spend 2 of your finest command points to interrupt with your incursors?
Let's see when I can get to fight. So I get a 3-inch pile in to get within half. I could get it, so that's going to get me basically 8 attacks. 9 attacks, 10 attacks in total.
Only need to pull 2 down, don't you?
It's quite significant. If I do
Massive.
it.
It's massive, absolutely.
So I do need
Especially
to
when
do
the Ophidians failed that charge on that other objective. I would spend the 2 CP, because if you can pull 2 Immortals down, they're T5, but they're only a single wound each, or are they T4?
it pushes more of my models on the objective as well. I think your toughness 5,
I think I'm toughness 5 as well. I'm just I
4,
don't want to lie to the
6,
viewers.
10 attacks.
So I am toughness 5, but I'm only a single wound, Steve.
I haven't got these guys into combat in a while, so I actually need to see what they do. They're more normally just there for standing rather than doing.
Just the standing.
Right, okay, so these guys are incursors. They're -1.
Oh, are they?
Yep. So I've had some hits. I get +1 to wound, so I'm winning on your toughness 5.
I am T5, yeah.
So 4s.
Oh, wow.
That's 5 saves at -1.
5 -1s. I do have a 3-up armor save.
Okay, so 4 ups then.
So you do get 3 of them.
Well, they reanimate though.
They do reanimate. So on 5 pluses.
Yeah. And that is big.
So 4 of them.
That is
Remain.
actually huge because now we can test this objective by you getting 2 back. And if you manage to kill one dude, then that's even better for you.
So when we talk about killing, what I should have told you is my protocol that's active is the protocol, the Hungry Void.
Yeah.
It's for turns. I'll tell everyone now. It's for back rounds 2 and 3. What that gives me is 6s to wound or to hit. If 6s to wound, there's an additional AP -1.
Oh, nice.
And I'm Novok, so I get AP -1 addition anyway.
Cool.
But also, because I'm Novok, I get to use both directives, which
Yeah.
means I also get +1 to strength on the turn that I charge.
Yeah.
So, my Immortals are now strength 5, so I'm only on 3s, right?
Are you using the strat for extra attack?
Yes.
It's definitely worth
So
it.
they have 2 attacks each as base.
I'm really sorry I just burped
That's fine.
because
That's fine.
we had dominoes earlier.
We
and-
did. You had most of the dominoes earlier. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit you on 3s,
Yeah.
and that's a decent number of attacks for some 85-point troop unit, right? So that's
Strong.
because I have spent a CP to give them an additional attack. These
So
are
you
now.
wouldn't have got this if you had Obsec in.
No,
pre-game
exactly. These are now
moves, so
strength 5.
They actually do something now.
I mean, Immortals are decent with the Obsec anyway because they count as double Obsec.
Yeah, true.
But these are now strength 5, so I win you on 3s. 6s are additional AP. So
Right.
these 4 6s are all AP minus.
2.
No, I think they're better than that. I think they might be AP -1 standard.
Really?
No, they're not. So they're AP -2. Well, that kills 2.
Wow.
And then these are just AP -1. Because another one. So 3 are dead. Reanimate?
I don't get that, unfortunately. No. I just got the one guy left with a finger pointing.
Yeah.
Now
It's a strong finger though, right?
He's going to need a morale check. I'll just do that now.
I think he fails, doesn't he? I think he leaves you 8.
He's failed and he's lost. He's gone. Unit dead. And I'll pick up the 3 because your silent king's
Yeah.
gonna...
I mean, you can fight it if you want, but it's not going to go well for you.
We're good. I mean, as much as assault marines are overpowered, in need a nerf clearly. They aren't going to stand up to him. Good turn, mate.
I mean, it
Did
was
you wanna
okay.
Consolidate anywhere closer to me, or
No, I'd rather not.
cool. Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah,
I'd rather fight a polar bear with my bare hands than consolidate towards you at the moment, to be honest with you. All right, I can take a polar bear.
No, you can't.
So, that's the end of my turn. We're going to get another 2 points on engage on all fronts, which is decent. And we did Rod for another 4, for another corner, sorry, so that's 4 points in total on Rod. Code of Combat, the King picked up their units, so we're up to 6 points on Code of Combat. So we're doing okay on the secondaries right now.
Oh, yeah.
What I didn't manage to do, because the Ophidians over there failed that rerollable charge, is I didn't manage to stop you from scoring any primary, but I did knock you down to just 5 points.
So, just a quick one. You know
Yeah.
when you charged here,
Yeah.
could they have strung out like that?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. They could have, yeah. Well, I assume it's just towing another model onto that objective, right?
Yeah. Well, then what you could have done, because they're a unit, right?
So the reason why I didn't want to do that is because I didn't know if that gave you easier charge onto objective.
Not really, because it's the same distance. But just a thought anyway. Because you could have, what I was actually thinking is, at the moment his heroic intervention's a bit poo because you're on the other side of the wall. So what you could do is end closer to the closest enemy model, right, which is here. So that basically means that can go to there on that part of the objective after the pile-in and the consolidation. He could have piled into there when the model was there. And then you can consolidate round just to get a little bit closer, just like that. And now what you've got is a situation where you can completely...
He's got to face you, Stephen, come on.
Of course he's got to face me. But now you're in a situation where you can heroically intervene anywhere around that sort of objective.
And movement's key, like we say, right?
Yeah, what do you reckon? Do you like that move?
I'm okay with it, yeah.
I mean, you're a bit closer to me, but either way, if I want to kill him now, I've got a 14-inch move. I'm getting you no matter what.
But I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of okay with him being closer to you, to be honest with you. The king needs to do some work for me now.
Yeah.
It does give me a big gap in the middle here. I don't feel massively concerned about that. It does mean that there is a gap here where you could drop some assault marines if you want to go that way. But
I want to use them for my rod anyway.
You do, absolutely, yeah, of course.
All right then, Michael's got his hand up.
Yeah, just on that note, obviously I know you've moved it roughly, but currently Steve could just charge the 1 men here, and then the Silent King wouldn't actually be able to get into engagement range because of the half an inch. So if one of those men if those men just moved back to the very centre of the objective, and we had the king able to get within, exactly, perfect, and then that absolutely, because
You should hire him.
I know, it's quite good, isn't it?
He's
But
all right,
you need to make sure you're within 3 so you can heroically intervene, right? So you want to have him kind of just like that.
Yeah.
And then he can go either way.
Exactly.
Then. Yeah. Happy days.
Good old Tommy Stephen Cooper.
Very nice.
Thanks, mate.
All right then, so at the end of your turn, you get your 3 points for code. You get
2 for engage, and I got
for-
my rod. So I'm okay with it. I mean, to be honest with you, especially with that first turn picking up 5 destroyers, I thought I was going to be on the back foot. I'm kind of comfortable right now. I feel like the Necrons are still strong in this corner. We've just swooped round here with some resilience sort of left over here to try and screen some stuff out and hold those objectives.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We're in an okay position because now you're going to have to start committing some of these big units in the middle here. You're going to have to now.
Gonna have to, am I?
You absolutely. You don't have to. You can stay where you are, and I'll get the big 15 next turn.
I'm only
cool.
going to get
Turn 3.
5 points in the primary.
Okay.
Go on,
Still going.
Michael.
Oh, the Silent Chin, Matt Chin's just commented, you don't get fight last from the menhirs. So actually, if only the menhirs are in engagement range, which is technically the inch, then the Silent King isn't going to make the Blood Angels fight last. It has to be the Silent King.
Just block him.
So
just block him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be worth that.
You look Matt Chin with your tactics. Just Matt Chin is not only the person that painted, but he's also our Necron coach as well for the.
So what you're saying, Matt, is what I was doing is keep the menhirs behind the Silent King.
But all right, then we'll take it back.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's a very good coaching moment. I think.
I thought it was a unit anyway.
Yeah.
But you're right with what you said before, right? The King's one of those strange units and how some of the interactions work.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Matt.
The Silent Chin. Not so silent when he's commenting, is he?
No, he's a bit quite loud.
Yeah. Gobby Chin.
Yeah.
Right, Steve, so sorry, you're going to get just the 5 of the primary.
Yeah, I am.
Because you do still hold 2.
Can't believe it.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Gutted.
Yeah.
All right, then, command phase. Well, I'm now in the Assault Doctrine, so I don't need to worry about old Apothecary. You just have it for freezies. Gain a CP, go up to 7. I'm going to put Dante rerolls on the Death Company. I'm going to give the unit +1 to hit from the banner. And then what we're going to do is Ashtaroth is going to do the Mantra of Strength. You ready for this?
Fail. Hold you up.
It's gone off. on a 5. Then he's now flat damage 4.
Who is?
Ashtaroth.
Who?
Ashtaroth.
Never heard of her.
Cool. Then he's going to go for reroll misses as
Yeah,
well.
okay, go for it. Oh,
That's gone off.
he's angry now, isn't he, Steve?
He's well mean.
He's upset you ate all his dominoes.
Well, should have got in quicker. Right, let's just mess everything up now.
Cool, should we leave you to it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. So, what do you think about that last turn, Paddy?
It was one hell of a swing, wasn't it? It looked to be going one way, but yeah, Liam's spiked at just the right time to impose those sort of loss of primary points on Stephen's pretty big here.
Yeah, I think if Liam had made that charge, that would have been probably the perfect turn to counter Steve there, but unfortunately couldn't quite get there. Even an 8 with a reroll isn't hugely likely, but that would have been a huge potential swing. The Immortals did absolute work, and we could see Novak actually coming in there. Them having 2 attacks base is awesome. It's nice to see Immortals doing bits, and you could see the power of reanimation as well.
I mean, yeah, it really makes them a bit sort of utility. It's not just shooting an offset from them. They're active in multiple phases, and we're able to just clear off what is, in essence, quite a good combat unit.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 attacks each, AP 2. I mean, the 6s were a bit of a spike, and then of course the failed morale probably really hurt. I think someone did comment that it was 13 attacks. One of the incursors was out of engagement range. They weren't actually able to pile in and fight, and that's why it was less attacks. So we've got the incursors from that objective moving over to try and deal with these Immortals. I expect we're probably going to see some actual gunfire from Steve this turn, just to try and get rid of them.
Well, yeah, and seeing how Liam sort of really doubled down on the top left of the screen, as we're seeing now with the Silent King and those destroyers. I mean, that flank is locked down. It's going to take quite a lot to shift all of that. Potentially options down in the bottom right, but you've got to do something about the Silent King, or he's just going to sit there and rack up points for the rest of the game. Absolutely,
and it's turn 3 now. It's still, I would consider turn 3 still sort of the early phases of the game, because it's the second turn that you score primaries, and Liam's put so much pressure on the mid board, especially on that top left, that Stephen's now having to commit really hard here.
Yeah, it looks like decisions got to be made now. I mean, those Sanguinary Guard are a lot of points, so you can't afford to have them sat around too long.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see what's going to go on. Obviously, the Silent King's a real issue because he makes everybody in engagement range fight last. So what Steve's going to have to do here, if he is going for the Silent King, is hope that he doesn't kill everybody in engagement range. Then he can interrupt, because, of course, the charge is cancelled out by fight last, and then do as much damage as he can to the Silent King. We'll see what happens. And it'll be exciting to see where these Assault Marines come in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That strat last turn, hopefully coming in clutch now to allow you to maybe move off an objective and deep strike back onto it. Who knows? But Steve's just about to place them down now, so we'll see.
Excellent. We're seeing a sort of counterplay here to those Ophidians that just dropped down. Steve's trying to defend those 2 objectives on that side. Both players have limited assets over there, so being able to sort of take something off the board, put it back down on a flank that really needs it is fantastic.
Yeah, especially helping you with those efficient trades. Trade what you can, but also, yeah, that extra maneuverability to move all the way across the board in a turn is certainly useful.
Always changed his mind. Going for... Well, we'll see afterwards. Steve can talk us through what went through his mind when you're making those decisions. When you're making decisions, what are a few of the things that you really have to bear in mind, Paddy?
Again, it always comes down to how am I going to score points this turn. Firstly, how am I going to score, and then also what can I do to stop my opponent scoring? Because it's all well and good you running away with it, but if you let them keep scoring and scoring, then you might find that no matter what you did, you're always going to lose the game. So yeah, how do I score? How do I stop my opponent scoring?
Absolutely, and it's a sort of balance of efficiency with doing both. You want to sort of evaluate where the point swings are. You know, if you can deny some points and score some points, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you can deny more points than you'll score, then that's a decision you have to make.
Bit of quick maths in your head.
Yeah, absolutely. And, maths obviously is a huge thing for this game. Yeah, so we've got some people cheering on Team Box, fair few people cheering on Liam. Someone's mentioned a cheeky stratagem that we're going to be probably seeing into the Silent King. I'm looking forward to seeing that in play. I actually think it's one of the best stratagems in the Codex. And we know that Steve plays multiple armies with that stratagem. So maybe that's what Stephen looks for in a Codex to play it. Specifically that stratagem. We've got a super chat, James CM. Hey guys, great game. Question for Steve. What makes the Assault Marines strong now for you? Been painting a unit and wondering how to play them. We'll let Steve answer that.
Okay, so you're not really seeing the Assault Marines into their true strength. I mean, obviously they control the table really well. So they're super quick. I'm willing to just throw them away into a unit of, like, let's say Cabalite Warriors or Incubi or whatever it might be that are just quite easy to take down. They're great at doing that, especially now in this turn, because they get 4 attacks a model with that +1 to wound. They're actually quite useful. Great at getting retrieve Octeris data, engaging off fronts. They're great at, for example, just move blocking in this case. I'm willing to move block a 100-point unit to stop your 170-point unit getting to my really expensive stuff. Now, what I can do as well, and this is what I do a lot of, is where you've got the stratagem to interrupt combat, there's something I can do, and it hasn't actually come up for me to show you, but what I can basically do is, let's say, it's a bit of a coaching moment here. We'll go in the middle of the table, if we go to top down. So let's say I want to fight with this unit here of Death Company, okay? And you've got, I don't know, here's my Assault Marines. Let's say you've got some really, these red guys here, these incursors, imagine they're really nasty.
He's just getting models back, isn't he?
Yeah. So imagine this unit here is really, really nasty.
Yep.
Okay. And they're kind of like, you know, spread out like that. So really horrible combat unit. What I do with the Assault Marines is charge in and base every single model. Okay. This is what they do. Then what I do is I charge in the Death Company, putting 1 model within an inch. And all this kind of stuff you can learn on the Academy, and obviously when it reopens back up in February. And then what happens is when you want to interrupt, only 1 guy can fight my Death Company, so you might kill a couple. All the other attacks go on the Assault Marines, which you then kill. My hammers come in, kill your unit. You've wasted 2 CPs, I've still killed the horrible unit, and I've got around how that works. But again, all this kind of stuff, all these little advanced techniques of the combat are all on the Academy, which reopens in February. And there is a waiting list, so if you want to jump on that now, absolutely feel free to.
I think also another thing to mention, of course, is that you do get more mileage for Assault Marines in Blood Angels.
Yeah.
They get that native +1 to wound. You get the additional attack in the Assault Doctrine.
Yeah.
It makes them quite tasty.
And there's cool strats as well. So I can, now they've come in from reserve, I can spend a CP, give them +1 hit.
Yeah.
I can put them in the sky, put them back down, and they get the extra 2-inch move from the jump pack ability.
Yeah.
It's clutch. So I think, yeah, I'm actually going to be taking Assault Marines, because I'm actually thinking I might take Blood Angels to the LVO, you know.
Oh, really?
Took it last time, might take them back. But I'm actually contemplating putting some melter guns in the list. Just so they can move over, blap a raider, whatever comes out, they move in and then charge, so I can double trade. Anyway, we're talking tactics, and I don't want to do that here. It's not what we do.
So basically what Steve said is just put an extra 200 points on the table and hope your opponent doesn't notice.
Oh, yeah. Sure, do that.
That's awkward. We're not in Coventry now, Michael.
Yeah.
What? I never said
You mean
anything
people
about
do
Coventry.
that?
No one does
Right.
that.
Here we go then.
No one does that and get caught. Go on.
Eyes down looking. I don't actually want to make my charge any longer over there.
You don't want to make your charge any longer, so you're suggesting you don't want to shoot, so you can guarantee or have a better chance at making that charge, right? You're in the Assault Doctrine, so you get +1 to charge as well, right?
Yeah, I do. Do. But I am going to put all their shots into the Orphidians, and I should be within 12.
Okay.
No, I'm not, but I'm just going to quickly move him, so I am. Because, you know, playing fast and loose here. Right, 1 guy will be out, so that's 9 shots. 2, 4,
Pew, pew.
6, 8, 9.
It's a noise guns, mate. Did you know that?
That's, what? No,
Pew, pew, it's a noise guns, mate.
No, mine are more like...
Pew, Pew pew.
Toughness.
4, sir.
Oh, look at them.
What's their AP?
I'll tell you now, nothing.
So I have 4 up saves.
Cool. You enjoy that.
I take 2 wounds.
Cool. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Right.
So he's got 1 left. Here.
Crack grenade coming in from Mephiston into Silent King. He hits.
Does he now?
Doesn't wound.
He doesn't.
The next one from the Death Company. Hit. Wound.
AP?
-1.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You don't care. Cool.
We don't.
Charge phase. Keeping it quick. Incursors are going to go into those eliminators.
Eliminators, immortals.
Yeah, the same thing.
And I am obviously not overwatching, and the reason for that is I've got 2 CP.
Yeah. So I only rolled a 4. Good job I didn't make my charge any longer, wasn't it? Right, cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge in Apothecary.
Oh yeah.
This is Aaron the Apothecary.
You can hit me with a syringe.
Well, he's technically a sanguinary ancient. We'll call him Simon.
Okay, so he just throws cup at me. He's not making that, Steve, I'm sorry. CP?
He wasn't feeling it.
You got 7 of them.
Nah. I mean, I could do.
Where do you need it anywhere else? That reroll for now? I don't think you do.
All right, then I'll use it. You bullied me into it.
No, I wouldn't have done that.
That's a 9.
He's in then, isn't he?
Because I'm within 10, and he's in.
See, I told you it was worth it.
It was definitely worth it.
I've
Do
got
you
your
know why?
back. I've got your back.
Do you know why that was worth it?
I don't, because you turn off OBSEC.
Because I turn off OBSEC.
So it's definitely
my
worth it.
objective now.
I got you.
Well, it comes down to models now, so I just need to put. Well, I've got OBSEC, you don't, so
Should probably start up an academy, shouldn't I?
probably should, yeah. Right, okay, over here.
Yes, sir.
Charge phase.
Talk to me, Goose.
These guys, Death Company, are going to go into Big Chops.
The silent chin.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll make it, won't they?
Now, did they say something like, if I'm not within, some sort of engagement range of Silent Lord, if I'm not in engagement range of the chin stir, and I just attack the little quibbly things, then you can't make them fight last?
That's what the silent chin himself said.
Well, in that
You
case,
have to be within engagement range of the king himself, supposedly.
Is that it?
Well, that's what he said.
It's pretty rubbish, isn't it? So I'm just going to run over here then.
And considering he's your Necron coach, I'd probably take his word for it.
I'm probably going to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go over there, so you can't make the Death Company fight last.
I can.
And you can't?
I can.
No, you can't.
I can just throw him over there.
Oh, you could do that, yeah. Now, Mephiston,
Mephiston?
Ashrath even.
What's he fancying? Fancy System Destroy, isn't he, I'm thinking?
No, I'm actually thinking the chin. Yeah, it'll charge your little character and the chin. 7.
Now, it was important you did that.
I'm going to base both models, okay?
Yeah, I would have. You need to base the king, is what I would have done.
Yeah. So he's going to soak up that fight last.
Yep.
You're soaking it right up.
Because if he hadn't have based him, and I'd have interrupted, I could have moved the Menil and then moved the king around.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
No, I can't do that. Absolutely.
No, you can't do that. Now, the Assault Marines are also going to charge on this little chap.
Are they? That's miles away.
Nah, not.
I won't do that.
No, didn't want it. Didn't want it. Right, okay, we're going to go.
Can we put the dice camera on manual again?
It's already on manual, isn't it?
It keeps zooming in and out.
Does it? Sorry, guys. I need to look at this then. It's a different lens.
Just roll a dice in it, just a second. That's fine.
I'm glad that roll was just for the sake of it. Wow. You can have them 3 dice, Steve.
Okay, cool. I'll roll hot with them. Right, well, I'll go first of all with Death Company because I have to.
You kind of do.
So I'll do my pile in a moment, but I'll go first with the chainswords, okay? All of them are going to get within half an inch. But that a minute. Chainswords first. Reroll misses. All hit. And then we are getting wounding on toughness.
7.
So 4s. -2, please.
-2.
1 damage.
I do have a 4+ invulnerable save.
Okay.
So that's 3/3.
Okay. Now for the hammers.
Can I apply it to? I can apply it to any manual, can't I? Because it's a unit.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just want to say, just be a little bit more wary of the camera above the dice. Because every time you move under it, it's readjusting the.
Okay.
Yeah.
quite the pose you had there. I was impressed with that.
2 missed.
Just the 2.
Yeah.
Strength is?
8.
So you're winning me on 2s.
Winning on 2s. Oh, look at all them ones.
There's many 1s there. There's 5 1s in
I'm
that
just going to
pile.
CP reroll that one.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, convert it. But these are still 4-up invulns, right?
They are.
So 9 4-up invulnerable saves. So that will kill the Menia that's wounded.
Yeah.
That will kill the next Menia.
Yeah.
And then the king will take 6 wounds. Nope, he'll take 9 wounds.
How many wounds have you got left?
Many. He's only got 7 wounds remaining.
Only 7?
Just the 7.
Right. Okay. You going to interrupt anywhere?
No. Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. Now, if you would have, if you'd have interrupted over there, I could have then interrupted your interrupt and fought next. Do you know that?
No.
So, again, this one, an advanced one on the Academy, we've got basically the interrupt stratagem says after your opponent has fought, you can basically spend 2 CPs and interrupt the combat.
Yeah.
So if you go next over there with the Immortals, you've now technically fought. I can interrupt and fight with Ashtrath before the king gets to fight me.
Yeah, I don't want you to do that.
You don't. So actually you want to take it over there in the corner.
I do, yeah.
And then you get the kill Ashtrath.
Often the only reason why I come here is so I can take it over there in the corner.
Exactly. Right, so I'm going to go over here next with these incurses. Just going to pop them all on that objective.
I think you might have that objective, Steve.
Yeah, probably
Just
got
a hunch.
1, 2.
Just a hunch.
So they're now getting 4 attacks a model, these guys.
It's a bit obnoxious,
Bit
isn't it?
spice, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
obviously Primaris 2, plus
Of
1
course,
attack
yeah.
for...
Because Primaris is just better than everything else.
Oh, no, paired blades don't give me an extra... Oh, no, yeah, still 4 attacks each, because I'm still a Space Marine, and I'm a Blood Angel. So I get many attacks. All of these. No rerolls, though. And then, what am I wounding on? Strength 4, toughness 5. So
Toughness 5, so yeah.
So 4s.
Indeed.
And they're all at minus 2, please.
So this is 5 ups,
Yeah. They're dead.
and you get the unit.
Kill the
Just.
unit. Simon the Sanguinary Ancient was ready, though, with his chainsaw.
He was, which is why it wasn't even worth trying to keep one alive for reanimation. Because
Hungry for it. All right, they're just going to chill.
So the king's going to have a go at you.
He's going to have a go.
He's not particularly happy right now, Stephen,
No.
if I'm honest with you.
So I'm
And
not,
I lose a particular weapon as well.
I'm just going to see if I want to pile in with my Death Company first, anyway.
Okay, well, you can do
No,
that.
I'm not going to consolidate, no. Michael, what are you going to say?
Someone did say that the fight last would stop you from interrupting, but that's not quite true because the charge would cancel out the fight last, and therefore he'd fight in normal order, and therefore be a legal target for an interrupt.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start off with my... So I'm going to attack Ashtrath.
Oh, obviously.
There's no point in fighting the Death Company they've already fought. I mean, can you spend 3 CP to fight again?
No. But what I can do is do this next stratagem. I'm going to fight on death.
Oh, okay. Well, you can do that. I don't care about
If you kill me first, though.
So we're going to fight with Mr. King,
Yes.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Start with the side of death. So I cannot use my Staff of the Stars anymore because I've got less than 8 wounds.
All right, then.
So the guy with the staff, you've bonked him already.
You've killed him.
So we'll start with the side of death. We hit on 2s, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, we do. We hit on 2s. Cool. It is a mighty strength. 8.
We on 2s, then?
Ooh.
Oh, dear.
Ooh, dear.
Can you re-roll that? Because that's terrible.
No, I can't re-roll that.
Well, I mean, you can. Just look.
No.
Just 1 wound.
I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll one of them. Oh, there you go. Just the one so far, Steve, so far.
We'll call it 2. So,
I think you've still got a million more stars to use, Steve, so
I
don't worry.
still have my base 6 attacks with my my
That's right.
Sceptre of Eternal Glory.
you spend the CP. I'll let it go. You should have easily got 2 through.
Well,
I failed them both.
so it's 6 damage.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I had my other 6 attacks I wanted to roll.
Oh, go on then.
2s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, that's a good start. And then 2s. Yeah, cool. And then that would have been at -3. Sorry, -3 and 2 damage each. So I didn't need to spend my CP.
You didn't know.
He didn't trust me, did he, Mike?
No.
He underestimated the king.
All right, well, I'm going to spend a CP.
To fight in death.
I'm going to find
I do get 3 points for code of combat though, because I killed Mephistorath.
You missed it, yeah.
Because you've converted him, right?
I have, yeah. I like that.
Is it per battle round?
No,
the
you just
combat?
units.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty nice, isn't it?
It's a taste in mid-ball.
Right, so...
Don't be so silly, you don't want to do this.
What?
And
Fight death?
this is 2 CP to fight on death, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If he does this, I'm going full kamikaze, just so
Yeah,
everyone
it
knows.
is 2 CPs, of course it is, yeah.
If he does this, I'm going full kamikaze and auto-explode him for a CP.
So I get 4 attacks base.
Just because why not at this point if I lose
Now,
the king?
even if you'd have piled into the Death Company, I'd have spent 1 CP, so you'd have had to declare all your attacks on Ashtaroth.
But I couldn't because you based me.
because I pinned you. But
Yeah.
I'm just telling the chat what I would have done.
And I think that CP is the one that Michael was talking about to chat.
Yeah.
It was, yes.
So 4 attacks base, +1 for Mantra, +1 for Blood Angel, and +1 because I'm a Space Marine. 7 attacks.
But you think you're big, don't you?
I do. They'll hit.
Strength good?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. I'm actually strength 7 because of Mantra strength.
So you are willing me on 3s.
Yeah.
Just give you +1 wound as well.
I do, yeah.
It's decent.
They'll wind.
How many damage is it?
4.
Oh.
Each.
Didn't need that 4 each, did you?
Now, this is why you take Ashtaroth over the Chaplain on bike. Just 1 pump to Silent King.
Ashtaroth's OP. He needs a nerf.
I'm not even sure I would have actually needed the Death Company to fight. That's 8, 12, 16, that's 20 wounds.
So I'm actually not going to spend my CP to auto-explode. So if this was a fun and just me messing around, I could spend a CP to auto-explode him, everything within 2d6 does d6 mortal wounds. But I don't want him to explode because the core of my forces over here and that would really sting. But he does explode on a 4+.
Oh.
So he doesn't, thank God for
goodness.
that.
Yeah.
So sorry, Matt, you did.
You
Shouldn't have
did.
gobbed off about Menial, should you? Then I'd have been all right.
In fact, he's right. You shouldn't have gobbed off Matt, you know, because otherwise I wouldn't have. I mean, I still would have played the 1 CP, so you have to fight him. But anyway.
I'm only joking, Matt. I love you.
No, I don't. Right. So.
Very nice, wasn't it?
No, I do love Matt.
I mean, I only painted the Silent Chin for you
Yeah.
after he'd paid for him.
Just as an aside, would Xeris have been able to heroically intervene into those Death Company?
He could have if he wanted to.
Okay.
So, I mean, yes, but would you have then attacked him instead and picked him up? My fear is that they go, well, you know what, we're just killing Menials, Astrath's on 4 damage, we'll just pick up Cesaris instead. He gets 2 characters instead of 1. So I'd rather keep him, and I have the upper
Either
hand.
way, you kill me now anyway. So I think what you did was actually the safe play, because you've still got enough assets over here, like even like the murder buckets that aren't going to do anything else. I think you just kill them easily.
They're pretty tasty when they're next to a cryptek.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. You've got enough little shots to pick them off. So I think you did the right thing. So at the end of my turn, I score Stranglehold for it again, and then I've got another rod over here in the corner. So I've got 3 rods, taking me to 8 points, and yeah.
I'm going to get some primary points, Steve.
Oh.
Just the 5, but I am going to get some primary points.
Yeah,
Which is nice. And I get a command point.
you do.
It's like Christmas. And then I'm going to panic. So
Well, I don't know. I think you've got a next good turn coming up.
now's your time to shine, Mike and Paddy. You need to talk to them. It's like Max and Paddy, isn't it? But a budget version.
Yeah.
Can we change your name to Max now, Mike? Can we?
Yes.
Max and Paddy on the deck. That's the combo right there.
That's the dream.
Let me speak to my agent.
My eyes, you dirty.
Cool. Okay, if you want to go top down, talk to chat, do your best Max and Paddy routine.
Okay. So, Paddy, we saw a really interesting turn there. What did you think of that whole thing? You're a Blood Angel player yourself, and clearly a huge faction fan. So, take me through your thoughts.
I love seeing Ashtaroth power up and one-shot the Silent King. I think he might be heading back into my list, but also seeing the incursors down on the bottom right spike back into those immortals and take that objective back was also a bit more tactical, not quite as exciting, but still a really good thing to see.
Yeah, I actually think Incursors are really cool with their little twin blades, and obviously as Blood Angels, having the extra attack and assault doctrine, the fact they're AP1 base, so they're AP2, and this is an infiltrating unit as well. So and troops, so objective secured, a really good all-round unit, and only 105 points for the squad.
A lot of people look to the Assault Intercessor as sort of the Blood Angels troop choice, but I think the Incursors are that much stronger. That forward deploy, that infiltration, and also having some shooting while still having that many attacks is massive.
Yeah.
With Blood Angels, you get so many attacks. Having one extra for a chainsword is not always needed. You often overkill without it.
Absolutely, and some people sometimes make this decision between infiltrators and Incursors, and I often find that Incursors are cheaper. They're also got that AP1, and AP1 is huge. Okay, so the Silent King is now dead silent. We can see we've got Death Company. We've got Astrath fought on Death. So, what are your next moves if you were Liam, Paddy?
If I'm Liam, like you said, it's all about now taking the trying to get what points you can. Double down on that objective. You've still got the destroyers alive. It was a bit of a sacrifice for the Silent King, but they've got to come out and play now, while also remembering that threat range of those Sanguinary Guard who are still hanging back there and are still ready to be that sort of final counter punch. Potentially play a bit cagey, try and take the objectives back you can, but it's all about just getting as many points you possibly can this turn.
Absolutely. And I think looking at the objectives, I'm just going to ask, Liam, did you hold the objective the Silent King was on?
No, because the Death Company were contesting.
Are they toe-in, are they?
Yes, one of them is.
One of them is toe-in. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And you didn't control it in your previous turn? Was there any point where Stephen took it off you?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you had it, didn't you?
Yeah, in the charge phase, I think you may have moved, or the movement phase, you may have moved and taken it off him.
In the movement phase, he definitely outnumbered me.
Yeah?
100%.
Yeah, because I had 3 Assault Marines on it.
Okay.
100%.
All right. Just really important things you've got to check on a mission like this, because obviously it's a sticky objective. You hold it until your opponent takes it off.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with this mission. Like you said, it can be a little bit of a trap, especially in that charge phase. To just remove someone in their turn is massive.
Yeah, absolutely. $10 super chat, amazing. Thank you, Nathan Moore. Don't often get to catch you all live, so I wanted to throw some cash to the team that's taught me a ton about playing Ninth. Thanks, and keep up the awesome work. It's always lovely to hear your guys. Thanks. We love the support we get from you. And in terms of teaching 40K, that's kind of our focus. And I'm sure there'll be mention of this 7-day challenge as well, that of course both Liam and Stephen have put so much work into all of the live video lessons. Is Liam regretting his life decisions playing Mr. Box, using Necrons, basing his haircut off Uncle Albert and Rodney from Only Fools and Horses at the same time? I'm not sure how Liam's going to feel about that, but I think he's so focused on this game that he hasn't noticed. Seriously, how's it going, lads? Really interesting game. We're seeing a Necrons army with loads of huge buffs from getting core on those destroyer units. And of course, the Blood Angels deadly in combat. It's one of those standoff games because obviously both armies would kill each other in combat. What do you think of this matchup overall?
I think the matchup's great, but it's also good in the new studio as well. Just lots of space, a good place to film in. It's definitely the good vibe going forward. So yeah, really good game, and it's really good to have the new studio to film it in. Absolutely,
and I'm absolutely loving the new studio. We've got wicked terrain on the board, excellent map from JW Wargaming. And just superb models as well. I do love seeing Necron destroyers. They're the coolest. I do have an issue with the 3 legs thing, but we'll go on to that later. Blood Angel is always very cool. Nice to see the mix of colours. Okay, so we're seeing the characters coming in to deal with the Death Company. We're seeing the bottom right, there's now a solid play for those objectives with the Ophidian destroyers. What do you think the perfect turn here is?
The perfect turn, if he had it, is now he's taken that objective with the Ophidian destroyers. If you can charge in, clear out the Incursors, and then have more models on that objective, and survive the potential heroic intervention from the Sanguinary Priest, that would be the perfect turn to try and
get
Excellent.
those 2 objectives.
Excellent. Let's see if Liam can make the perfect turn.
No pressure, right? No pressure at all. So losing the king was a big deal. I assumed he'd be wounded. I guessed that was going to happen. I didn't expect you to actually pick him up, if I'm honest with you.
Ashrath, my boy.
Yeah, I'm impressed, genuinely. Especially for a model that you don't see play very often. I heard Paddy say he's thinking about sticking him straight back in the list, you know.
Just went out of stock in Games Workshop. I checked.
Did he?
Chat went mad. All bought an Ashrath. Can't buy him.
That's all right, because you can make Mephistorath.
Mephistorath,
Yeah.
like I've done, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the key things about taking units not everybody takes, is that there's a huge amount of underestimate. That's not a word.
Yeah, a lot of
Underestimation.
Nicole's just laughing over there. That was a snort laugh.
I've been here for a while, and she does a lot of laughing at you, Steve.
But she
There's a
does.
lot of laughing at you. So you're right, absolutely. And, you know, Death Company have done... People don't rate Death Company. We've had some conversations about that lunatic Pardo.
I know. Tell
Says
me,
they don't work.
Pardo, if you're watching, mate, look at the work.
The trade game
Horses.
they've played tonight currently has been perfect. And because you got that first turn off, I mean, you've out-traded me. I don't want to keep trading. And the thing is as well, with where they are right now, if I now commit my final unit of Scorpec destroyers into the middle of the board, we were just talking about this actually off camera, then what I do is I feed them into your Sanguinary Guard and your Assault Marines.
And that's what I wanted you to do.
Which I clearly don't want to give you them, because then you just beat me on the trade game no matter what I do.
I know.
So I've not done
then
that.
Overload.
So what I have done, so we can explain, is I've given them the 5-up invulnerable save again, and we've stuck them on this objective, and actually we'll put them all. It doesn't make any difference actually, does it, as to whether you
Doesn't matter.
whether you might want to hit because you have any guns. We have stepped Illumina, Cesaris, the what's his name, Anraka, and the 2 murder buckets. I'm hoping there is enough there to kill the Death Company.
Right.
I'm relatively comfortable that there's enough there to kill the Death Company. He's supposed to be towed on there just for reference.
That's fine,
as well.
yeah.
And then what we've done over this corner is we've moved these 3 Ophidians. They should be able to pick up the Incurses.
Yeah.
They should be able to.
Yeah.
The final unit of Ophidians, I've spent a CP to burrow them, to tunnel them.
Yeah.
Because I need to get the final... So the final...
Didn't you have 3 units?
no, 2 units of 3.
Oh, only 2 units.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So the final rod that I'm going to need is your table quarter.
Yes.
Right? So I'm conscious I'm now giving the plan away.
Well-
but I've done that table half.
Yeah.
I've now got this quarter, so I'm going to get 8 points. If I need to get in this quarter, just by moving across, well, I've got all this stuff to try and get through.
Yeah.
I'm just not likely to make it.
What you can do is kick off the Incursors and then next turn move on over.
Which gives me another option,
Got options.
right?
Options.
Because I can hold these in deep strike
and
now.
it forces me to stay here or try, because I want to put them up in the sky and get a rod in your quarter.
You
But
do.
then if I want to stop you, then we've got a good
bit of a
trade.
standoff.
We've got a bit of a Mexican standoff going
We
on,
have.
yeah. Don't know why it's called a Mexican standoff.
I'm not sure.
Chatless, no.
either.
Or
Yeah.
no. Why is it called a Mexican standoff?
So we're actually going to do some shooting, Steve.
Oh, I wouldn't bother.
I know. We're going
Go
to
on
start off with Cesaris with his Eldritch Lance. It's D3 shots, Steve. Are you ready? Just the one.
Just the one shot.
He
Actually.
does hit on 3s, like that. Don't talk about it, Steve. Don't talk about it.
Sanguinius protects.
Sanguinius for second. Anrakar, I'm now going to blow his Tachyon arrow. Why not?
What?
Yeah.
You want to be careful where you're doing
Yeah.
that.
Single shot. Hits in 2s. Hits. It did hit. That's a good start. Right. Okay. It's only strength 12.
Right, so you're 2s in.
Wounds.
Yeah.
It's only AP minus 5. D6 damage. Just the 5 damage as well. So we get 1.
You got 1.
And now what's going to happen is the Crypto Thralls,
Yeah.
they're going to stare at you angrily.
Right.
So we've got 4 shots, right?
What?
2 shots each.
What sort of stare is this?
I hit you on 3s because I'm close to a Cryptek. Hit you twice.
Yeah.
Strength 5, so I'm going to wound you on 3s.
Yeah.
So I wound you once. It's AP minus 2.
Don't care.
1 damage. All right, well, be like that then. Okay, cool. So we did kill a single Death Company. How many is that left? Just the 4. Brilliant. Okay. It's the shooting phase done.
What about the other Overlord? Has he got some sort of arrow he can
probably,
shoot?
no, he's not an Overlord. He's a Technomancer. He's got a staff of something silly.
Well, that's
No one really cares
that
about.
sounds shooty.
It is a 18-inch assault fighter. It's actually all right. We probably should fire that. We're going to hit you on 3s. No, he's doing all right. Strength 5 means we're going to wound you on 3s. Oh, just the 1.
Minus?
AP minus 2.
Don't care. Or 6.
Why did you make me waste everyone's time?
Sorry, I just wanted to go through that. That's great.
I think it's big and clever, don't you? All right. So now we're going to move into the charge phase, Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whew.
I'm going to charge in
Orphidians?
Cesaris.
Okay. He's in.
Yeah, I'll be in.
Yeah.
Just spin him around here.
Yeah.
In goes the murder buckets.
Yeah. They're
They're
in.
in. And in goes Anrakya.
He's in.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we're going to use the Ophidians over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to charge you as well. They're in.
All right.
I'm going to come around here to avoid the Apothecary's heroic intervention.
I mean, he's only got a chainsword, but we'll actually probably do something, won't he?
He's likely to be the one that does any damage.
Yeah.
Now, conscious that you do have the CP to interrupt.
So can I make a suggestion?
You can, of course you can. It's your stream, your house.
I would put him there, over 4 inches away from the Apothecary. Reason for that is so that you could, if you killed the unit, pile into there to get within half an inch so they can all fight. And then if you kill the unit, you could consolidate ending closer, so then you claim 2 objectives.
Do that then.
But you have to keep over 4 inches away because the distance between there and there is 4.5. So you need to be, always remember you need to end closer. Again, all these advanced little tactics, it's on the Academy.
Is it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
You should sell this
Go
stuff.
over all this kind of stuff. Opens in February. Waiting list, you know, get on it.
So I'm going to start with Anrakya.
Yep.
Okay. 4 attacks he has.
Okay.
I'm going to hit you on 2s.
Now, is he the guy who's got a code?
What do you mean got code?
Does he get you code?
He does get me code, yeah.
So are you better off not fighting with him just yet?
I am absolutely better off of not fighting with him just yet than you interrupt and kill him.
Yeah, true.
Let's do it your way, see what happens. Let's start with that way, if I get it wrong, I can blame you.
Yeah.
We'll start with Cesares then, okay? So we're going to start with Cesares. He gets 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Going to hit you on something. 3s probably. Yeah, there you go, 3s. So he hits you twice.
Mm-hmm.
Strength is 6,
Yeah.
right? So I'm going to wound you on 3s, like that. AP is -4,
Right, go through then.
2 damage each.
All right, first one, dead. Second one, dead.
That's decent enough. So limbs, I get 2 additional attacks with my impaling legs. I met a girl that had those. Hit you on 3s. I wound you on 3s. 2 wounds. AP -2, 1 damage each.
One takes a wound.
Okay.
All right.
That's my first model fought with. First unit fought with.
Well, I'm going to have to interrupt, don't I?
Of course you are. Down 4.
And I'm going to put... Got 2 hammers. 4 attacks a model because I don't get the additional Death Company hammer because I didn't charge. I only get that on the charge
Okay.
because they're Death Company.
It's better than I thought, I suppose.
So it's only 4 attacks each. Does he have an invulnerable save?
Anrakar does.
Right.
I'm just checking Illuminar now, and I don't think he does.
I'm tempted to just to put these on the murder buckets because they haven't fought yet. I'm tempted to do 1 of each. I'm going to split them.
So murder buckets for 1.
No, actually, I'm going to put them all on the character.
Which character? Anrakar.
The one that hasn't fought yet. Win on 2s.
Mm-hmm. Big deal.
Yes. 6.
Got 4 up in buns. That's 9. I think he's only got 5 wounds. So even if I re-roll 1, I think I'm pretty screwed. There's 6 wounds. Yeah, I'm dead anyway, no matter what happens.
Yeah. It's unfortunate he didn't do a little bit more for you.
I could have done with him taking that 1 wound off that one guy,
Yeah.
and then I would have. So now I've maxed code at 9 now, right? I can't
How
get
many
any more
attacks
code.
do the murder buckets get?
Murder buckets.
And what damage are they?
They have now. They are in range of a cryptek. They have 6 attacks each.
Right.
At strength 5, AP -1, 1 damage.
So that's 12 attacks for them.
Would have been, yeah.
See, this is where you sometimes need to just sit and think which is better and weigh up the cost. Obviously, you get 4 attacks from Big Boy. Each of those are damage 2, or is the 12 attacks better?
But the thing is that, so with Anrakar,
Yeah.
he would have had the exact same 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Hits on 2s instead, and he's strength 8 instead of strength 6.
Right.
So he potentially could have killed the unit.
Damage 2 each?
Yep.
Yeah. But it only takes me to roll 1/6.
So you told me otherwise. So
I did.
Did what you
Take-
said.
Yeah, you're right. But
Do
if I'd have rolled 1/6, then the unit survives.
Do you want to roll it? See
Roll
if
it out,
Enrique
see what
could have done
happened.
it.
So if I'd have gone with my gut originally, Anrakar would have hit on 2s,
All hit.
and he would have wounded on 2s.
Yeah.
So 3 wounds.
Well, you
They're all-
CP reroll that.
I'll
You'd have
Probably would have done. There you go, so 4
to.
wounds.
Minus.
They're -4 and 2 damage each.
Yeah. So I can spend a CP to get a 5+ feel no pain. So first one.
Yeah, so I'm actually happy with how it went. Right? So I'd have killed one instead, so
Yeah.
that's why you're the coach, right? I was going to call you something then, and I remembered I was on a VT stream.
I'll have my CP back.
Yeah, you can have your CP back, Steve.
Right, buckets. Let's
Murder
see what
buckets.
the buckets do.
Well, you've already interrupted, haven't you? So you can't interrupt
Yeah.
again. So buckets are 6 attacks each
But
now.
it also forces me to spend the 2 CPs on the interrupt, so it stops you getting code. So, it's, it's all right. And it also means I haven't interrupted in the corner there, because I could have potentially picked up your Ophidians. So it's not a bad trade.
Hit you on 3s.
Yeah. Have that 5, it's fine.
No, I'm going to re-roll it, Steve.
All right.
I'm not having you give it to me. Jesus.
Yeah, see? Gave it to you.
And then I'm strength 5, so I win you on 3s.
Yeah.
That was a 3. And these are AP -3 because I am
I mean, obviously, I'll be spending this CP for the...
$5. Yeah, so they're AP -3, 1 damage each, mate.
So 6+ saves. All go through. 5+ feel no pains.
So you lose the unit.
Yeah.
But at the point of me losing both my nobles, so I no longer get
Code.
my, what's it called, thingies.
And then you want
I
to...
don't get my command protocols anymore.
You want to consolidate on the objective, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do, yeah. So I don't get my command protocols anymore, and I no longer can get code either. I've maxed code at 9 now, which is a bad place for me to be in.
Ophidians into those incursors?
Yeah, so, yes, Michael.
Can you not stand a Necron character back up? Is
I
there not
can for a
strat
CP.
that? Yeah, wouldn't you probably do that
Yeah.
in order to be able to keep scoring?
If I'd have
code?
remembered the stratagem at the time, absolutely, yeah, I
That's
think I'd
fine.
probably do that.
We
Yeah,
are
do it.
Vanguard tactics.
Yeah, you carry on,
So-
mate. That's what we
Just-
do here, right?
But however, I think, if I remember rightly, I think it's on a 4+.
It is
Okay.
on a 4+.
Well, you've
but
got 3 CP.
I have 3 CP.
You've got to do it.
I absolutely have got to do it, yes. So it's called
Get
Curse
back
of the
up.
Pharaoh, is it? No. That's just, I need to find it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Right, so how many attacks do you Ophidians get?
So I don't know, 4 each for 2 of them, and then 3 each for the other one.
Are you weighing up a transhuman, Steve?
No.
Resurrection protocols. Infantry noble, which he is destroyed. You can choose to roll a d6 at the end of the phase instead of using any rules that are triggered when that model is destroyed.
Oh, yeah, see?
If you
all
do
right.
so, on a 4+, that model stands back up on the battlefield as close as possible to where they were destroyed, more than 1 inch away from any models with D3 wounds remaining. So I'm definitely spending that CP
Yeah.
once he's destroyed.
So you're going to give yourself extra attack in the corner over there?
So I don't know if it's better for me to get an extra attack or to get an extra strength to wound you on 3s, because they're strength 4 normally.
Oh, yeah. And they've got their weapons gives them no pluses.
No, they don't, no. Only the guy with the big double-handed blades gets more.
I mean, I think +1 strength is better than...
I think +1 strength, because they're
But
core, I
remem-
can give them that
But
now.
remember, I've got transhuman in the pocket, which I'm probably going to spend if you go for the extra strength, and I've got CPs to burn.
Right, so I'm going to give them an extra attack then. Let's be more
Absolutely.
efficient.
Yeah.
So they get 3 attacks each. They get +1 for the hyperphase threshers.
Yep.
And then they get +1 again because I've sent that CP. This is for the 2 that don't have the reap blade.
Yep.
So I'm going to now hit you on 3s. And because they're destroyers, I can reroll 1s.
Thank goodness for
can't.
that.
Now they're strength 4.
Yep, so 4s.
So they're forced to wound you. They're AP -4. And they're 2 damage each.
2 dead then.
Then I've got the
Oh, hang on,
hyperphase.
I've got 6+ Philippine.
Don't be silly.
Yeah, I've got a
Don't be
apothecary.
silly. Stop it.
No, it's got a wound left.
In which case, we're going to use the Ophidian Claws. Each time the bearer fights, makes 2 additional attacks with this weapon. So there's 6 attacks from the Ophidian Claws. Hitting you on 3s. Rerolling 1s because I'm a destroyer and I'm angry all the time. Winning you on 4s. Oh, that was bad, wasn't it?
I'll just roll 2.
No, don't be silly. I've still got more attacks.
All right then.
I've got my Hyperphase Reap Blade.
Go next with... You got any more claws left or not?
No, that's it.
Uh,
Reap Blade.
yeah.
3s.
Real 1s because you're angry.
Now
Cool.
this is different. This is +2 strength. This is strength 6.
All right, nice. 3s.
3s. Oh no. AP minus lots. 3 damage each.
First one's dead.
Do you have a CP?
I do have a CP.
I don't know if you have enough attacks to wipe the unit with the CP.
I don't have enough to wipe the unit.
He wants to save it though for that thing, doesn't he? So he can get back up.
No, I've spent that already. I've
Yeah.
got 1 left now.
Oh,
No, actually, it's a lie. I thought I had 2. Did I have 3? Or did I
You
have
had
2?
3 left, so you've
Oh,
got
did
one
I?
left
Well, you
even
can't
after
wipe
this.
the unit. One's dead.
Could you hope on a morale, maybe?
You could hope for a morale.
It's a hope, though, isn't it? I think I'd rather keep the CP.
Damage? 3.
3.
Never mind.
Cool. Let's push that over there.
That was like a kick in the nuts.
My attack's back.
No. -1 hit.
Oh, I would have lost. Would I have lost the guy then? I'm not sure.
I think you would have.
I think I would. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Because 2 went through, you only rolled 3, 5 up, so.
Cool, yeah.
Or 6 ups over it was.
Yeah. I'd rather be safe than sorry.
I -1 hit. Just 1, actually.
Just 1 hit. Cool. I'm assuming you want to just consolidate on the objective.
Yeah, and I failed my save. So the one that was on when we left is now a dead chicken. He's dead, Steve.
Oh.
Oh no, he would have gained a wound back for living metal, so,
Yeah, of course, he's fine.
so he's got 1 left.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
All right then.
So that didn't go quite to plan.
And you try pointing me there.
Eh?
Do you want to try point me, lock me in combat, or not?
Well, there's no reason to not lock you in combat, is there?
Yeah, well, I fight first next phase, no. Oh no, well, no, that's right. You want to
Yeah,
lock
exactly.
me,
So that didn't. It's Michael's fault for saying if Liam pulls off a perfect turn. We do get another 2 points for engaging all fronts, Michael. We have rodded in the 3rd quarter to get me 8 on rod, and I've maxed now code at 9 because you could enable, unless, of course, Stephen, I roll a 4+.
Come on.
I need a morale as well.
I don't know who I want to do first. Do the morale first, please. And you fail,
Oh.
So
Oh.
one, please.
and that means you're less than half strength.
1 or a 2. This one's.
It is just a 1 because you're Space Marines and they ignore the modifier.
Get out. No, he's good. He's golden.
Well, I'll get rid of the one that's tri-pointed.
Oh, if only you'd CP'd that wound roll.
Excuse me. Oh, that's the guy not on the objective. Oh, 1 for 1, so that's fine. Contest it.
Do you want to put him back?
Yeah, I'll try put myself still, yeah, just to keep the objective then.
Yeah, I'd keep the objective.
I mean, it's still mine anyway, because you actually have to physically take me off it.
I don't think you've held it for a command phase yet because you did just take it off the Immortals.
Oh, yeah, because that's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
The Immortals were over there, yeah.
I'm glad he's paying attention.
Yeah, me too.
So this is a big deal for me.
Yeah. Do you want to roll this green one, because it's more Necron-y?
I kind of do now you've said that. I
Yeah.
feel like it's a trap. I feel like this is a trap though, Steve.
Well, if it doesn't pay off, I'll let you roll the other one. Go on.
It was a trap, wasn't it, Steve?
So you roll the one you were going to roll. See what that would have rolled.
It's too late now. I've rolled a 1.
Oh, it's a 4.
That would have got. He would have got up,
Put
Stephen.
him back on. It's
Wait,
fine. Put him back
I
on.
vote we put him back
Put
on.
him back on. It's all
D3
good.
wounds. Steve, you roll the D3 for me. You roll a 1. I swear to God.
Where's that nice green dice?
Yeah, go on. 3 wounds remaining. Thanks, mate.
No worries.
Honestly, I could have drop kicked you then, and I'm not that athletic.
All you'd have done is have been dropping your pants, probably.
Okay, so the only reason why that's beneficial is because it does open up the opportunity to get code of combat. Of course, Steve's got a lot of mobility. You can still just pick him up next turn, but you have to work for it now at least.
I do.
So I will. It doesn't change the points I've scored, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And that means we move into Steve's turn, which is battle round 4. Is that right? 3? I don't remember. Where are
My
we
turn
at?
4 now, yeah.
Yep, turn 4. How many primary points do you get, Steve?
Hold this one still.
Is that... I do think he took it off you when he moved the Ophidians there, unless you have a unit on it.
No, I didn't. Did you end your move on there?
You
at
did
some
end a
point?
move on there, yeah.
Well, in that case, you would have took it off me. Wow, that's big, yeah. In that case, I just hold 2, so I get 5.
Okay.
Completely by accident as well. Oh, no, it was on purpose.
That was all by
I did
design,
that on purpose, yeah. That was intentional.
Cool, just a 5 for me then. Dante re-rolls, I'll give it to the Assault Marines.
Nope.
They're just outside of 6 from that, so they can't get +1 to hit. Astrof's dead.
Any
Cool.
of our wonderfulest super chats, Michael?
We do have some super chats.
Amazing.
So we've got a super chat from Ginger Steve. In Steve's opinion, how viable is a close combat Templar army, seeing as he's back to his Blood Angels, need to use those lessons I paid for more?
Yeah, Ginger Steve, start watching the videos. Yeah?
He knows when you've watched them or not, Steve.
I can check.
I was talking to Ginger Steve the other day. He just said I haven't watched any of the videos.
I know, he's a nightmare.
He said I think the only person that plays with the camera doesn't watch the videos.
I know. Thing is with Ginger Steve as well, signed up twice, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
And still watch none of them.
I emailed him and I was like, mate, you realise you've signed up twice and you've paid for 2 years? I'll just let you have another year. And he was like, oh yeah, sure if you want. Watches everybody's content, but not the content he pays for.
No, yeah.
Nightmare.
Madness.
There is absolute gold in those lessons, guys. So if you are
So
part of the academy,
I think Melee Templars is absolutely viable.
So I'm working on a list at the moment and I think it's pretty spicy.
Okay. Care to elaborate?
Yeah, it's 70 Primaris Marines.
Oh, wow.
Just the Crusaders. Unit of 11, 10 basically the assault guys, 4 of the scouts, and then 1 sword brother. And then you just load up a relic in each unit. Turn 1, you pop up your 4 up invuln, right? 5 plus feel no pain on 1 unit, 6 plus all around everywhere else. Run it forward to the middle of the table. If you can't kill 17 Marines, next turn, you dead.
You dying. Okay.
So that's my next list.
Spicy. And so it's a Melee Templar list. So
Melee Horde Templar.
So basically, Steve, in answer to your question, yes,
You
Melee
can.
Templars is viable.
But start watching these videos, yeah? And learn all these little advanced tactics we
I
talked about today.
I will go as far as I still think Melee Blood Angels is better at their melee part overall. But I think Templars maybe gives you a bit more versatility.
What would I do into 70 Marines though? Like, you just bounce off it.
Do you?
Yeah, absolute. Because then, especially with some fight last chucked in,
Yeah,
you
okay.
just bounce. Yeah,
And a Land Raider, obviously.
of course.
we do have a Mexican standoff
Right.
comment. It's a trope in cinema, basically cowboy movies and such, where you've got several characters who hold each other at gunpoint. You know, like the standoff in the middle of town.
Yeah.
We might have 3 people.
Why is it
with
called Mexican? Just because of the...
It's from the old westerns.
old westerns, I guess.
Why is it not called a Western standoff?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Presumably there was
Why is it
one
not called a
film in
Clint
Mexico.
Eastwood?
Why is it called... Yeah.
Well, a lot of the cowboy territory you see in westerns probably originally belonged to Mexico before etc. happened. So maybe it's to do with that.
I just call it a Clint Eastwood standoff.
I don't think he was alive back then, Steve.
Yeah, he was.
You've seen it on the telly.
It was black and white back then.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Right, I'm going to...
We've evolved into colour.
Look, mute us, I'm moving and, doing some stuff.
Cool. Okay. So someone did mention about Sanguinary Guard having a 2+ and a 1+ in cover. The Tachyon Arrow went into a death company, so and Steve didn't bother rolling the Feel No Pain because it was 5 damage. It's nice to see a Tachyon Arrow actually do something because I've never seen one hit, let alone wound. So that was nice. It's good that Anrakir is back. Michael needs to play more with the Tau. Loved that battle rot. Thank you. I'm sure the Tau will return soon. We've got a host of other armies that we'll be using as well. Especially excited for next week's stream. A good turn, I would say. Unlucky not to pick up the incursors. What are we looking at now from Steve, and how would you rate that last turn, Paddy?
It wasn't quite the perfect turn Liam was hoping for, but it was a good turn nonetheless. You're right. The incursors, not picking them up is pretty huge. Still having that obsec around there alongside that sanguinary priest is big for Steve. But yeah, Liam managed to get what he could. Getting his character back on a 4 was also good. So he is actually in a strong position going into his turn 4. Now from Steve, we're seeing the Sanguinary Guard get committed. They've hung back there as that counterpunch threat, and they're now coming out in anger, and it'll be interesting to see what it is that they can do. Knocking buildings over, seemingly. That powerful.
It's that gold armor and those death masks. It'll be interesting to see the Sanguinary Guard go in because they don't have Thunder Hammers, they don't have the flat damage 3. They're only damage 2. They do have a lot of attacks now. It's the Assault Doctrine. They do have a high AP. But can they chew through the -1 to wound? They're moving against Seras. I do want to see Seras absolutely turn around and slap them in the face, but I don't know if that's going to happen. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
No, I do rate the Sanguinary Guard. When you're not running into something with -1 damage, they are very efficient. In the Assault Doctrine, they've got a lot of attacks. if you've got them close to the Warlord, they get all the bonuses from there. So, you know, the Sanguinary Guard are a unit that can hit, and they can absolutely hit hard. Be interesting to see if they don't manage to kill, what happens. But I'm backing them personally that they're gonna clean up this turn.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing to be said about Sanguinary Guard is, you know, they've got the stratagem for heroic intervention, which is massive, of course, as well. But that 2-up save is, I think people underestimate a 2-up save, but that 2-up save on them is really, really nice for that extra bit of durability.
It comes in clutch quite often, especially if you can get them towing in cover. So you've got a 1-up save. I mean, just getting rid of sort of AP -1, AP -2 is something massive. So yeah, I think you often overlook them. They're not in Terminator armor, but you're right. A 2+ save can absolutely come in clutch in several matchups.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I'm just looking at the board here, and we've got the Assault Marines making a break for it through the middle to hopefully get off a rod next turn. We'll see what Liam's response to that is. Steve has the assets to still screen his quarter whilst making a run for Liam's quarter. Maybe we'll see Anric here, if he survives this turn, go into those Assault Marines. And we might see another Code of Combat.
Okay, I think these guys are done, so we will switch back over.
Okay, so command phase, what I did was I gave this unit over here the rerolls. There's no point doing with the Assault Marines because I had no intent to charge, so reroll misses on them. Dante just screening out in this corner, just to screen out those Ophidians. Same with my other character. You don't have a huge amount of shooting, so I can just sort of stand out in the open now.
You can.
Assault Marine still screening for me because we're at this Clint Eastwood standoff.
Yeah.
I'm having to screen out. If you didn't have units in deep strike, I could have just pushed forward a bit harder. And then obviously I'm making an attack over here as well.
Obviously I wanted you to push forward here, right? So I can get in the backfield for that rod.
Yeah.
But also, and so it looks bad that you not moving on and screening me out is going to stop you from getting in there, but it also means you're having to hold a unit back as well.
Yeah, exactly,
key,
yeah.
Right.
One more thing, I forgot to move my apothecary over to there.
Okay.
All right, so
Cool.
here we go then.
Cool. You ready for this?
Shooting phase. Can't shoot the Ophidians. Can shoot over here though.
Pew pew.
2, 4.
What are you shooting at?
6, 8, 10 shots.
At what?
You murdered your boy in front of me.
Nope.
I can't?
Nope.
What, because of little crypto frogs?
Yep.
Cool.
That's all. I'm happy now. I've done that. I can go home. That's all I wanted.
Can't
They're
bother.
basically bodyguard.
Charging, they're going in. Don't know why you're laughing.
Because I'm happy, Steve. I'm happy when I'm around you.
Okay.
I know you don't usually fire pistols, Steve, but I do kind of want to see that in cursor just whip his pistol out.
All right then, he's going to whip it out. Hits. Fails to me. The Sanguinary Priest, Simon, he's in.
Simon the Priest.
Simon's in. I'm going to go to there so it screens out more of that.
Yeah, okay.
No. Go over here instead.
Yes.
Screen out that quarter. Sanguinary Guard, they're going in.
How are they now?
Yep. Stop fumbling around, Stephen. For goodness sake. Cool. Get within half an inch, stand on both objectives. Right. Beautiful.
Happy?
Yeah, sure. You got any interruptible struts?
I have a single CP and no way of interrupting you,
Cool.
sir.
Sanguinary Guard.
Of course.
So I get 3 attacks base, +1 for Blade Angel, +1 for Space Marine. 5
Are they all in
attacks.
range?
Yeah.
What strength are they?
These guys are strength 5.
Okay. I mean, and they're AP -3, right?
4.
Well, even if they were 3, I still don't get saved.
Okay, cool.
What are you hitting on?
3s.
You only hit on 3s with Sanguinary Guard?
Yeah, I get +1 hit if I'm near the Warlord,
Oh, right, okay.
but I'm not.
So dead.
Did it?
Yeah. 2 damage each, right?
Yep.
Definitely dead. Hui! You could put him here because there's a unit in deep strike that I put over on that table and I'm too lazy to walk over there twice. What's this then?
This unit over there now.
Yeah, okay.
So this is just the swords
Yep.
into your big boy.
Yep.
And I get reroll misses. And I get +1 to hit for my banner
Yep.
from the start of the turn.
Yep.
So that's all those. And then we're going to get the wounding on 2s.
Yep.
What strength toughness are you actually?
6, I think.
Okay, then 4s.
Weight 1 caller, toughness 6, yes.
Yeah, so 4s then.
I mean, it's not bad. He's dead anyway, isn't he?
Has he got an run save?
He doesn't.
Oh, he's dead, yeah.
I spent a CP.
Oh, so he stands back up?
He might stand back up,
That's
Steve.
cheeky, isn't it? Cheeky.
Is it not noble only? Or
No,
is
noble or cryptech unit.
noble or crypto? Oh, wow.
Nice.
So he can stand back up.
Cool. It's pretty good, isn't it?
But you get to do your piling first because it specifically states I put him back as close as possible, but not within an inch of enemy units.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm actually going to do here is I'm just going to touch the terrain.
Okay.
So if you do charge me, I can set to defend.
Of course.
Oh God. Okay, I'm just falling.
If his
over.
arms fall off, then they can't fight anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to just stand on the rocks.
Roger dodge.
All right. Like that.
So
And
end
then
of the fight phase, I guess, right?
consolidate. This guy can consolidate towards a close enemy model. I don't want to do that because he's currently screening. They're chilling. Lots of chilling going on over here. Plenty of chilling. You can land there, you can, but whatever.
Whatevs.
Stops the rod. Cool.
So on a 4+. That's the big bit everyone's waiting for, right?
You do you want to use the green dice again?
No, I don't want to use your green dice again.
Do it. All right then, do whatever you want. You'll... See?
Worked that time, didn't it?
Try your dice.
I feel like I should roll a normal dice again just to balance it out. There we go, so he doesn't get back up now.
No, get him on.
There you
He gets 2 wounds because that's what you rolled. That'd have been the next dice you rolled, right?
Cool.
Excuse me. So cool. I'm done. Stranglehold. No rod this turn, and I killed some more stuff. Cool.
It is.
Your turn 4, mate.
Yeah. It is my turn 4. Michael, I'm just going to get the 5.
Just the 5?
Just the 5. He's kept my primary score down. That's basically, I think at this point, guaranteed him the win, essentially.
Well, don't give up now.
I'm not going to give up, you lunatic. I'm just saying I've scored just 5.
Well, he's only got 6 for no prisoners currently.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hey.
So it might be closer than you think.
It possibly is, actually. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And you are going second, so you will get that big turn of scoring round 5 if you can pull it off.
Yeah, and the other thing is I'm almost guaranteed now not to get Rod in the 4th quarter. There's nowhere that I can drop comfortably, I think. Well, maybe if I came in here, I could potentially have the move to go there, but then I rely on Dante not picking me up, and he's probably going to pick him up. They're only Ophidians, they're not that tough. I'd be more comfortable if they were something like Wraith, but then they can't Rod, so interesting. Okay, so I'm going to get the 5. I'm going to get my single CP back.
There's a play.
Well, let's not talk about it now.
Okay.
Let's talk me through it. I might agree or disagree, and if I agree, you can talk them through it afterwards as a coachable moment.
All right then.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
Top down, chats, talk to Ginger.
Okay, so couple of super chats. Dave B, £2. Brilliant game, guys. I'm loving the Crons. I'm loving it as well. What do you think, Paddy?
Yeah, it's always good to see the Necrons, isn't it? The new core rules are really paying off well here. You can see some power from them. Just as a Blood Angels fanboy, I'm happy the way it's going at the moment.
Yeah, it's blindingly obvious the difference that core has made to this game. Because this would normally, you'd probably expect it to be a whitewash with these lists because destroyers just aren't quite good enough. But yeah, with core on those destroy units, it's amazing stuff. €5. Thank you for the super chats, guys. I'm currently working on a 2K Disciples of Be'lakor army. What CSM units would I use to work well with mixed lesser demons? So I've looked at a few of these lists. When we review lists, some people are trying out this Be'lakor. And I've seen Chain Cannon Havocs quite popular with the Disciples of Be'lakor, especially with the negatives to hit, they're making them untargetable. So definitely have a look at those. Chaos Space Marine Terminators with Lightning Claws are also quite a popular choice, especially with the new icon of excess, so you get exploding 5s against any target with the balanced data slate. I'd probably look at those. You probably want a Psyker in there as well, because there's lots of cheeky psychic powers with the Be'lakor detachments. So that's where I'd start. Maybe a unit of Chaos Space Marines or cultists just to fill out the patrol, so you don't spend too many CP. But that's what I'd suggest for your Disciples of Be'lakor army. Any thoughts on Disciples of Elcor?
Warp Talons are not necessarily a bad choice either. They can put out some serious damage if you can get the Alpha Strike with them.
Absolutely, and you know this because you fell foul, I believe, of some World Eater Warp Talons.
Twice, once to one-shot Magnus and the other to effectively lose me the game on turn 1. I was outplayed, and yeah, Warp Talons have some serious damage output.
It's funny you say that, actually. At the Leicester City GT, I fought against World Eaters game 1, and the Warp Talons surprised me because the buff to AP made them AP3, and they killed a lot more of a kill team than I was expecting. So, yes, dangerous Warp Talons. I think particularly as World Eaters. I don't know how dangerous they are as Disciples of Bellicor, but Lightning Claws are fantastic. A lot of attacks each, and of course exploding 6s to hit. Yeah, the Necrons and Blood Angels aren't having hugs. Well, these are particularly strong hugs.
Yeah. Aggressively violent hugs.
Aggressively violent hugs. And I think, the Necrons aren't known for their hugging. They've got quite a few arms.
Yeah, pretty cold and metallic. I wouldn't want one from a Necron. Or a Blood Angel for that matter.
Yeah.
They might start calling me Horus, and that's never good.
No. Mid-embrace. Horus.
Interested to see what Liam's going for here, whether or not this is the play that Steve was talking about, but moving around onto that objective, potentially setting himself up for a turn 5 to score at the end of it.
This is the turn that Liam needs to play. He needs this turn. It's huge. He's got to pull everything out of the bag he can to turn the game around here. It's the end of round 4. If Liam can get 15 points on the primary at the end of round 5, he's in with a good chance.
Yeah, despite what's left on the table, it is a lot closer than you'd think it would be.
Yeah, absolutely. If I did tally it, I can tally it up. Do you guys want me to tally it up now? Yeah, I'll let you guys know as well. No?
No.
Liam doesn't want it.
Not
Okay.
from Steve.
You can show Steve, I don't want to know.
Well, I can't. How am I? No.
You can walk over there and look at the score.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll wait for the end. But the scores are interesting. Definitely all to play for. I'm excited to see the result.
I am as well. I'm still noticing that last little unit there from Liam strung out in his back left quarter just to try and stop that final rod from Steve to deny another 4 points.
Yeah, absolutely. We need to stop this Assault Marine squad.
Yeah, they've got some intent there coming across the board. Is it going to be enough? That we'll wait and see. Not sure.
Yeah. Steve has one more turn to do rod. So, provided Liam can maybe make it so they can't do an action by making them not able to fall back, that would be a good play.
Or screen them out of 6 inches from the table quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the final play is where does Destroyers come back in?
Yeah. It's very interesting, all to play for in this final battle round. Lots of decisions being made. It's very tense.
Liam's got his thinking face on. He's doing a lot of beard stroking at the moment.
Well, you can see the beard twitch as he thinks. It's quite remarkable. So looking at the objectives, Steve's holding those 3 solidly. The only sticky objectives at the moment are the 2 in the deployment zones and, of course, the 2 in the far top left and bottom right corners. We're going to see... Oh, the destroyers are coming out. Liam doesn't need to stand on that objective anymore because it's his currently. And, looking at the board, there's probably not a lot of places that Steve can snatch that objective easily.
Yeah, maybe there's sanguinary guard, but then again, if you're sat on that objective, you're effectively denying yourself any opportunity to get into that top right table quarter.
Exactly.
What do you think about the question in chat about flayed ones being a good, cheap trading piece for this list?
Flayed ones are interesting. They got core, of course. I don't know the full stat line on flayed ones. I don't know how many attacks they get. But if they get enough attacks, maybe AP1, AP2, then yeah, definitely, potentially.
I think this list might play well off the synergies that all those destroyers get with those characters. It seems, pretty built on this in your face. Lots of destroyers, hard to get rid of, especially when they can get the buffs off as they didn't this game. But
Absolutely.
it's an interesting call.
And something we haven't seen a lot of is the fact that Ceres can bring 2 destroyers back, or the Chronomancer can bring a destroyer back. It's quite crazy actually, the fact that they can bring back these huge models. And with a flayed 1 unit, you wouldn't have much left for reanimation.
Yeah, potentially some use, but maybe not in this list. It'd be interesting to see your guys' thoughts in chat as to what you might drop if it was to put flayed ones in there.
Absolutely, and I think flayed ones potentially could be a good choice for Rod. They're on 25mm bases, I believe. Flayed ones, they're quite easy to fit into a corner, and of course they're a very cheap unit to just throw out in action.
Yeah, exactly that.
And a natural deep strike built in. So.
Yeah.
What have we got here? Feels like the 3-2 or 2-3 Death Company Vanguard is a meta-dependent call for Steve's list. Well, Steve can talk us through what he's looking at in terms of the ratio of Death Company to Sanguinary Guard. I personally like the Thunderhammers that the Death Company give out, but we'll see what Steve thinks on that front.
I think we're ready.
Oh, we're ready.
How many CP have I got, Mike? Do you know?
You have 2
1.
CP. You didn't spend the 1 last turn.
He did to stand back up, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, you did. So you got 1
Just
CP.
1. Cool, thank you.
1 CP.
Cool, okay. I'm uncomfortable right now. So that whole thing, Steve, you can tell me and then we'll talk about it. He decided not to. Because he's that kind of player.
I wanted to wait to see what you did.
He's one of those win at all costs, try hard
Idiots.
types of player. So what I've done, I'll tell them what I've done first.
Yeah.
And then you can tell them what I've done wrong.
Cool.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
So I'm looking
Now,
at...
it does depend on what the score is, though. But anyway.
I'm not going to change it.
All right, fine.
Okay, so I'm committed now.
Cool, you're committed.
And if I've done it wrong and the scores are super close, I'm not going to change it back to go, I can do this instead.
Yeah.
So what we've done, we don't need to stay on objectives to hold objectives. I held those destroyers back last turn because I didn't want them to get picked up by something like Sanguinary Guard
And you rodded with them.
And I rolled with them, or Death Company. We can now move off this objective comfortable we hold it. We rolled a big 6-inch advance. So with the Overlord nearby as well, with the extra inch to movement now that they're core infantry, I did get a massive 15-inch movement, which means potentially the next turn I can move into this table quarter because they've got an 8-inch move and get myself a rod, which is interesting. I couldn't make the charge for Dante. Steve made sure he was just over 22 inches away. So even with a double 6 and my +1 a charge, I wasn't going to make it. So he played that cleverly enough. I wanted to charge into Dante, hopefully pick him up, and then I'm in the quarter already for the rod, but I didn't quite have distance. I'm going to try again with now a triumvirate of characters to try and get rid of these Sanguinary Guards in the middle. Obviously, we failed to do it last time with the same 3 characters, but hopefully we can pick them up this time, and it might mean that I can get some more points on code from Anrakar. I think that's my best bet. I was thinking about pushing him over to these 5 Assault Marines, but I would have had to leave Steve on this objective, and then Anrakar's only got 4 attacks. There's no way he's killing that unit to gain me code of combat. What we did do, however, was leap these 3 Scarabs over, because Steve doesn't have anything currently in Deep Strike Reserve for the next turn, and they have a 6.5 inch distance to those Assault Marines. If I can make that charge, I could potentially tie them up. If they fall back and they don't kill them, and I get lucky, he can't rod. If they do kill them, he just gains some free movement, and I've given you some distance there. But I need to play that gamble to try and stop you from scoring those 4 points on Retrieve Octarius data, right? And then the last part for me was about where I put the unit of Ophidians who are in reserve. And there was a couple of different places. So I could put them in my backfield over here and double charge the Assault Marines, possibly the safer play long run. It gives me more chance of picking up Assault Marines, more chance of stopping as Retrieve Octarius data, or because it's a stream, I could go for Glory, and I'm on my turn 4. So if I can charge these Assault Marines in his backfield, and then on turn 5, move on to his objective, it gives me 2 units potentially that could score Rod, and gives Dante choices as to where he goes and what unit he fights. So that's what I've chosen to do. I should mention the Score Peck have got 5 of them. Vulnerable save and reroll charges from the Cryptech. Reroll charges not so important because they advance, but the 5 up in Vulnerable is clutch for them because otherwise they've only got a 3 up armor save. That's where we're at, ready to shoot and charge and fight some Sanguinary Guard. What would you have done very, very, very differently?
Okay, so I'd have kept 1 character on there, just so Dante can't run over and take it off you. Then just moved and killed this unit with your destroyers.
Okay.
Because even by advancing over, you still can't move and rod next turn because you've got to be wholly 6 inches over and you won't have enough movement too. So I'd used the destroyers over there and then pushed all these characters all the Scarabs and that little Chronomancer to make multi-charge that Assault Marines squad. Because I will not have enough attacks to kill 2 units. I might kill 1.
No.
So you're just basically taking out all of the redundancy there. I think this play's still the right one. I think getting that off is big. This is nice. But yeah, just I'd have put all the characters over there. And that would have been the only change.
But I trusted Scarabs.
You do.
So we're going to do some shooting.
Okay.
Let's stick your plays. And we're going to shoot with Illuminar with his Assault D3 weapon. So good last time.
It's 3 shots.
3 shots this time.
Nice, yep.
Hitting on 3s. 2 hits. Strength 8.
2s.
That's 2 wounds. It's AP -4, so you get 6 up saves.
Oh no, get a 5 up.
Yeah.
Cover. And I've got 2 plus save. Yeah, both go through.
D6 damage each. So the first one.
Kills a dude.
Second one. Doesn't kill a dude. Oh no.
Doesn't kill a dude.
But it's okay because you've got that amazing lance and the Technomancer. 3
rid
shots. Hitting you on 3s. Hit you 3 times, Stephen.
Yeah.
Wounding you on 3s. Wounds you twice, Steve. AP -2 this time, sir.
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Childish. I think Anrakar's shots, the arrows once per game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's childish. Okay. Okay, well, that's fine. Whatever.
Charges.
Whatevs. We've got another staff down here, thank you.
Sorry, mate.
Don't get too excited, will you? That's what I like about you, Steve. You just write me off every time, don't you? Aeon Stave. Assault D3. Look at that.
1.
Hits on 3s.
Miss.
Wounds on 3s. So wound. It's AP -2. You're going to fail. Shut up. Right. Charges.
Yep.
Oh, I've got crypto thralls, haven't I, that can shoot that unit as well.
Ugh. I'm not with their stare.
Stare at you.
2 hits.
Stare at you. 1 wound. Yeah, it kills a guy at last. Right, that's good. That's what we wanted.
CP reroll that.
No, you won't.
Yeah, well.
Don't be silly.
I've got CPs to
Okay,
burn.
1. Hey!
So okay. -1, right? I got 2 plus
I
save,
think
mate.
they're -2.
Oh, you
Wait.
joking me.
-2 IP. My eye is -2 AP.
Wow. If I'd have known that.
I forgot they were even in there. It's just because I looked around the corner. Right, good. So we're into some Chargingtons.
Go on then.
Okay.
Just push your characters down how you want.
So,
Excuse me.
and then we've got
Yep.
Anrakar, and then we've got the Cryptek.
Yep.
Him with his 4 wounds.
Yep.
Right, cool. So Scarabs.
Scarabs. 6.5, you said.
Yeah. +1 for Novak.
Oh, yeah. That looks big, you know. Let's just measure that.
Check it for me.
Let's just double check that, because this is quite significant. So you are over 3 inches away. You're 3.5 from there.
So I've rolled a 7 on the, no, I've rolled a 7 on the charge.
And you're over 4 from there. So you rolled a 7 on the charge.
Yeah.
You're within 8.
So I rolled 6, which
Yep.
is +1 for 7.
You're in. You needed a 7.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
You happy with that?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Ophidians, though, they're 8 inches away.
9,
is
but
why-
you need an 8.
Well, yeah, so I need an 8.
And they're in. This
Yeah,
is
that's-
pretty big.
That's massive.
Yeah.
Can you mute? Thank you. Thank you kindly.
So that is a 10 with the +1, isn't it?
Yes, 10-inch charge with the +1. From being... Now I'm in a trouble.
Where'd you go first?
That's the problem. And I think the play, you've got 3 guys left.
Yeah.
I've got a single CP. So I think the play is Anrakar to try and get 3 points on Code of Combat. He's got 4 attacks.
Yeah.
He is flat 2 damage. He's AP -4. Sorry, he's not Novak.
It's a big 3 points, isn't it, if you get it through?
It's quite a big deal at this. It sounds like it's quite a big deal at this point.
Yep.
I do hit you on 2s. So I hit you all 4 times. He's strength 8, so I do wound you on 2s, and I've got a CP in the pocket as well.
You are -1 to hit against me, but let's not worry about it. Carry on.
Am I?
Yeah.
Shall I start again?
No, that's all right. Carry on. I think you had a 2 in there.
There's a
but-
delay on YouTube. Mike's probably about to tell us now how many hits there were.
I think there was a 2 in there.
Don't worry about it. We missed it.
I'll re-roll the hit with my CP. There you go, I hit.
Okay, cool.
Do I wound with it? I didn't wound with it anyway, Steve. There you go.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'll split my
we
CP. It's the fairest way of doing it.
Yeah, fair enough.
You
Yeah.
give me loads anyway, so you know.
Yeah. Subtract 1 in combat, yeah.
So 6 up saves.
6 up saves. -4, right?
Yeah, I know what you're like as well. I only roll 1s, 3 6s. It's a good start. One's dead. Another one's dead. They're all dead.
Has he done it?
I spent a CP earlier, didn't I? So
You
now
spent
it's-
you're down to 3, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've done it. That's big. It's pretty significant, that. No, I could spend a CP here and just deny you 3 points.
You could. If it was me, I probably. Well, it's a 6 up again. Is it as big as a 6 up reroll as the one right at the start of the game for the destroyers? I don't think it is.
I mean, denying 3 points on if I've got an 18% chance to deny 3 points, depending on the score, I think it's significant. And I always say swap CPs for VPs. So it's an 18% chance. Just give me the 6. Come on, visualize it. I'm gonna have to flex roll it for Connor. I'll flex roll that.
Green dice, isn't it? Oh, for God's sake.
I missed it.
Wasn't the green dice, doesn't count. Cool. Which one do you want to keep alive, mate?
I don't give a. I nearly said something naughty then.
Okay, cool. Right.
Oh dear. Great. That was brilliant.
That was savage.
Would you like to spend your last 2 CPs to interrupt anyway?
Yeah, I
We
would.
might.
Absolutely, I would.
That's them gone then, isn't it?
What? Yeah, it's all CP's gone. Now, I could. You're not going to be able to steal this objective off me, so I'm not worried about that.
Not in this turn, no.
Not on this turn. So you can kill me here if you want. I think I need to go against the scarabs.
Scarabs. Okay.
Just to make sure I can get as many attacks on you as possible.
Cool.
But one guy's not going to be able to get in, regardless. Yeah, I think it's worth it because I don't want to lose any guys to scarabs. So it's just, oh, he can get within. No, he's going to be out still. That's fine. One guy will have to stay out.
Yeah.
So I can't get within half an inch or half an inch. The other guys can get within half an inch or half an inch, though. Oh dear.
It's not terrible, mate.
It's not great. Because I need to do 12 wounds, right?
You do need to do 12 wounds, yeah.
And I haven't done 12.
No, so I'm going to live.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, it's not good. Wounding on 2s.
All right, that's angry. Oh, wow.
Just 1.5 bases.
So 1 dies.
Yeah.
Reanimate. No, he doesn't.
Oh.
Almost reanimated, didn't he? Almost. So 1 base dies.
Yeah, it's not good.
So obviously I'm now going to fight my Orphidions. I don't have any fancy CP to spend either. So we'll start off with their vicious claw things.
Yeah.
Hitting you on 3s. Oh, that's good. Wounding you on 4s. So that's 4 at AP minus something that's probably more than 0. AP minus 2, so you lose 1 wound?
1 damage each?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And then we've got their their hyperphase threshers.
Yep.
So these are 3s. Reroll 1s because I'm a destroyer.
Yep.
Sweet. And then these are 4s. AP minus 4, 2 damage each.
2 damage each?
Yeah, so kills 4 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And the last guy with his hyperphase reap blade, 3s, rerolling 1s. Cool. Cool. And then 3s, AP minus 5, 3 damage.
Well, they're brutal, aren't they?
They're really good.
Wow.
Really good.
That was spice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right then.
So that's them done.
Yeah.
Now the scarabs.
Yep.
So could their piling have got them to that objective?
No.
No, they're just too far away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they could. Maybe if the charge had been a bit better. I don't know. Right, cool. So scarabs, hitting on 4s. 6 is auto wound.
Well, that was nice, wasn't it?
And then 5s. So 1 more wound. So 5. AP minus something. They're at least AP minus 1 right now, aren't they? Can uptick Scarab Swarm to AP -1 because I'm
One dead.
Novok.
One dead.
Pretty much stops your Rod though, right?
Yeah, that's the play. Yeah, you did a great job there. Fantastic job.
So
You got.
I've got a
Is
Crypt
this
Tech
guy
here to
here
fight,
for?
yeah. Because Cesaris isn't going to get in range now, the way
Nah,
you
he
remove
won't.
characters, right?
Yeah.
So I've got 3 attacks with my Technomancer,
-1 to hit.
who has a Staff of Light.
Now, if I survive this is actually quite good.
So I think you will, because you've got your full 2 wounds left. This is just a single damage weapon, and I need to hit you 3 times and wound you 3 times to stand a chance of killing you. Hit you on 3s. It's not a great start. with
-1
one
hit.
miss.
One
Definitely.
hit.
Wound you on 3s. We do wound you. It's AP -3.
Okay, goes through.
So you take a wound, mate. Just
Okay,
one.
got 1 wound left then.
Yep.
Now he gets 5 attacks back.
He does get 5 attacks back.
And I put it on your. On your guy. Now I could base surf around to here and put it on this guy, but it makes no difference, does it? I'm just going to put it on him. Luckily, rerolls misses from Dante. They will hit. Hits on 2s from the +1 earlier. Wounding on 2s.
AP
4.
lots.
-4. 8 damage.
Cool. He's dead. Hasn't got info.
Beautiful. Beautiful,
So
beautiful.
that's my turn.
That was a good turn, mate.
It was okay.
It was good. Better than I expected.
So I do get another 2 points on engaging all fronts.
You actually get 3.
Don't. I'm not
Oh,
in that.
she's not in that quarter
I'm not in
now.
that court. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get 2 points on engaging all fronts.
Yeah.
Haven't yet rodded for the last rod, and I didn't get code because he obnoxiously rerolled a 6. So
It was the flex roll.
that's the flex roll. Yeah, that's what I call it. Yeah, yeah.
Does he have a morale for that guy?
He does have a morale for that guy, which he passes. Now, I hold 1, 2, 3. You hold 1, 2, 3. So you're going to get 10 points, Steve.
Yeah.
Which means I actually think I've stopped him from scoring lots of primary.
Yeah, you've done a great job on that.
I think you've maxed 30 on primary if my maths is right.
Yep, that's 30 points on primary. You're currently on 10 though.
Yeah, but I stopped him from getting 45. Like, you're missing the point here. That's a win for me, Michael.
Okay, shall we meet you two and then have a chat?
Yes, you are welcome to talk to chat, who have definitely super chatted loads.
We've got a $5 super chat. Thank you. By the way, what happened to Eddie? So Eddie's gone off to do his own thing, but we're very, very grateful for his contributions, and he's been fantastic to have on the team. People reacting to that massive roll of a 6 with the flex roll. That I felt I almost shed a tear. If I'm honest.
I think that's the most excited I've ever seen you, Steve.
It's just a bit sad. Anrik here, doing his best. And yeah, just went down in flames. Painted up my first Blood Angels, Assault Intercessors. Go Blood Angels. Blood Angels are cool, aren't they? They're all right.
Bright red armor. It looks great. They are such a good looking army, having the 3 different colours there. And as you can see, they also play pretty well as well.
Was it a Chronomancer or a Technomancer? If he's got a 5, if he's a Chronomancer, I don't think it was a Technomancer. Yeah, it was a Technomancer, so it didn't matter. There were a few different sort of cryptex and things in the list. Okay, Paddy, talk me through your thoughts on that turn and what's going to happen now.
I was going to say Liam did very well indeed to stop that opportunity of Rod. So I think what we're seeing now is Steve just shaking out this final bit of movement to try and secure as many objectives as possible to shut down what Liam can do, given that he has scoring at the end of the turn, which, as you said before, is massive. So I think we're moving back to stop the destroyers being able to get round and get that charge for free movement.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to see the Sanguinary Guard perhaps clutch, pick up these Ophidian destroyers. We'll see what happens this turn, but Liam has a chance here to potentially get 15 primary points at the end of his next turn, and that will certainly make the game interesting.
I mean, if he gets 15, then yeah, we're in for a very, very close game at the end, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
I think Steve just trying to get a stranglehold and, if possible, that final Rod, but that...
Yeah, I don't think the Rod is possible.
No.
Oh, he's nodding. Apparently, it is possible. I do see a little gold guy. Where has he come from?
A big advance over from where the Sanguinary Guard were, I believe. Or
Right.
Not even advanced.
No,
but
so it was
with
the
banner,
one.
yeah?
It was the last one that survived, and he had the movement to
With
get
that.
into that quarter, and he wasn't in combat with the character.
Big play.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, it's an interesting one. I think if Liam was just a little bit more focused on that technical play, probably would have tagged him with the characters to prevent that from happening. But we'll see how this turn goes and whether that final score will change. Right, they're ready.
Okay, so what I was basically pre-measuring, so the dice was the position of my boy. Now, I couldn't just move 12. I can't advance, but I could move 12, and I got within 18, but I need to be within 16 of the board edge.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was I advanced my guy over, and I get a minimum of +1 to the advance. I rolled a 5, so he goes 19 inches over to there, and then gives me the +2, so when I move him after, he then gets the extra 2-inch move, giving him that 14-inch move to now Rod.
Yeah. And you're out with 3 of that cryptic,
Yeah, he's out of 3, so obviously the Crypto can't heroically intervene into him.
so you get to Rod.
Yeah, I get to Rod. And then this is just trying to pick up some more points for, I can't deal with this. So just trying to pick up as many points as I possibly can over there with the destroyers.
Okay.
And then put an obsec model onto here, so that if the scarabs want to come over, they can't come onto this one. And then basically it just makes it super long then. What's their move?
A 10 fly.
10 fly. So I'm just going to move him right to the back of that.
Yep.
So then it basically puts him on the objective, but then if you want
So
to...
there's a single obsec model on there, is it?
on here, yeah.
So I'd have to kill him.
You have to kill him to take it off me, yeah.
Okay.
It's got what you're going to have to do.
Cool.
So shooting phase.
Yep.
Dante's going to fire him. No, he won't, because you could remove a model and take a charge longer. Not going to bother. Cool, done. Just rodding.
Okay, Rod for the Rod guy over there.
Charge, Dante. He's in.
Yeah, he is. Now I assume he's pretty tasty.
He's quite good, yeah. Sanguinary Guard going in.
Yeah.
7. And I'm
Now
just
we
gonna,
know that they're also pretty tasty.
Yeah. Going to leave one model just out, so you can just sit on that objective.
Okay.
Meaning then you've moved 9, right?
I moved 9 whilst I'm within 6 inches of the Overlord, yes.
So you would need a 10.
Which is that, do I need a 10 or do I need 11 with my +1? What do I need?
Well,
A 9?
I'm in that debate. Do I give you the charge, hope you fail it, but you could CP reroll it and claim it, or do you just go for the advance? And you might fail that, because obviously I want to keep that objective. This is a tough call now.
Now I'd make my charge re-rollable from the Chronomancer.
Yeah, I think I just need to wipe the unit and just sacrifice the objectives. And just assume you're going to get 15 on the primary last turn. So I'm not going to... But then it actually doesn't matter anyway, so I may as well keep some models on there.
Okay.
Because it makes no difference, because it doesn't matter if I survive. So the only charge I've got is over here.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, I'm not going to make you roll it, Steve.
Okay, cool.
They're 3 wounds each at T4 with a 4-up save and no invulnerable.
Sounds good.
They're going to die, aren't they? Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
I'm dead, yeah. So then they'll pile in, just move 3 models onto there. And then Dante can then move back 6. Well, he won't be able to get on the objective. They'll just go like that. Cool. That's me. So I get my stranglehold, and I got my rod, and I killed another 15 wounds.
Happy?
Just 9 wounds, I believe.
Just 9 wounds, sorry.
That's right.
9 wounds, yeah. Yeah, 9 wounds, Steve. Yeah. 0.9 of a point.
Mm.
How many CPs was I on before the round, Michael? 0? I thought I spent them all as well, so I'm on 1, yeah? Good, that's important. I've got to play.
Hang on a minute.
Go on.
My cursor could have shot your scarabs. 2 hits. 1 wound. Don't worry about it. Cool.
So, cool. My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
So I gained that CP. Don't score any primary points, clearly, because I get them at the end of the battle round. I'm going to put their wounds up because of living metal.
Yep.
And that one you just took off of that scarab, will get it back because of living metal. Right, cool.
I
So,
got 1 CP.
right. Okay. I'm going to do some stuff and some things.
Cool. Okay. So A great turn there from Steve. Very objective focus. You'll notice he didn't really kill much. He had the potential to obviously go in and just pick up some units, but clearly focused on the objectives. Paddy, how difficult do you think it is to easily lose track, especially as a Blood Angels player yourself, and just try and kill things with what you've got left on the table?
I think in those latter turns, it is really important just to have that mental checklist at the start of your turn. You know, what do I need to do? How do I focus on the objectives? Because otherwise, you're right. You just, you see red, no pun intended, and you start just trying to kill things. I think the key play there was moving the ancient out to give that extra 2-inch movement was massive. Gaining an extra 4 points. That's that potentially could be the difference between a win and a loss in many games. So I think, having that focus on get my primary, get my secondary, and if it means you don't kill anything, it's turn 5. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, absolutely. And that play with the +2 movement on that ancient was phenomenal. And as you say, they may very well have skewed the scores.
And you see the other stuff of moving as far back as you possibly can to deny free movement from charges, make it as hard as possible to get for Liam to get those extra points in the free movement at the end of turn 5.
Absolutely, yeah. And Liam here is looking to take, I think, 2 objectives off Steve, which, it doesn't look easy.
No, but at the end of turn 5, given its sticky objectives, you can afford to abandon everything, and everything can now charge towards Stephen to kill those things and try and take those objectives, like you said.
Yeah, very true. I think the key play is going to be these scarabs and what they can do. I think I know what this CP is going to be saved for.
Yeah.
But that'll be interesting to see happen, and I hope he doesn't roll a 1.
You've said it now. He's going to be blaming you if and when it happens.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed this game. I think it's gone to turn 5.
It's been an advert for the movement phase and the importance of it, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Incredible. And it's so nice to see Necrons go toe to toe with Space Marines. And I know it's Blood Angels, guys, and a lot of people don't rate Blood Angels, but of course we've got the Master of Movement himself in command of them, and it's really nice to see a close game.
Happy. I think we're ready to move back over.
So I can't rod. I can't get those 4 points. I have to accept the fact that they are given up. So what's more important to me now is trying to maximise that primary. And actually, if I can get 15 on the primary, so I typically aim for 10 on a primary. I know I haven't done very well at that so far. But if I can get 15 on the primary this turn, that's better than a rod anyway, because 5 points is clearly better than 4. So we are currently holding comfortably 2 objectives. Mm-hmm. I need to get a third one, and I need to take Steve off of 1 to be able to get that 15 points.
Yeah.
I can do 2 points for engaging all fronts again, and I'm going to get that anyway, so that's fine. I can't get the 3.
You can?
How? Oh, I actually
Scarabs.
Currently am, yeah. As long as the Scarabs, if I will actually get 3 on points, then it's cool.
Yeah.
And then there's a way of getting another 3 points on Code of Combat. I just need to kill the Ancient, which is 4 wounds. I do 2 damage with my scythe. Has he got an invulnerable save?
No.
So it's possible. It's possible, isn't it? Am I boring you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, sweet. So we've set up some charges, and we've done some movement. Scarabs have moved on to this objective over here.
Yep.
And I've got a CP in a pocket for a stratagem, and if the roll is at least better than...
Checking CP.
I wouldn't have rolled in that one. If the stratagem works, that objective could potentially be mine. That means I'll then hold 3.
Cool.
What I don't do at that point is hold more than Steve. So what I also need to do is try and clear off either his home or my home objective.
Remember, you've only got to troll half and more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I need to clear you off of one of them at least. So I've got 2 attempts at trying to clear you off of an objective is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You with me?
Well, I don't know, because you already hold this one. You kill that one model in combat, you then hold more. And then
no, I don't. You've got 4 Assault Marines on it, Steve.
Yeah. But you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah. So you need to charge those into the Assault Marine.
And kill one of them.
Yeah, kill one Assault
Yeah,
Marine.
you're with me, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I'm going to need to make some charges over here and kill at least one Assault Marine if I can also get rid of him.
Yeah.
And I need to, or try and get on here and take off some Marines and try and do it in such a way that Dante also can't heroically intervene. Only heroically intervene 3?
Yeah.
Cool, okay, good.
Let's do it then.
You ready?
Shooting phase?
Shooting phase.
Chronomancer.
Cesaros is going to shoot into that thing. What's his name?
No, don't do that.
Why not?
You make your charge longer. You need the model on the objective. Shoot an Assault Marine.
Shoot an Assault Marine for D3 shots. Just the 3. Hitting you on 3s. Tense. It's tense. Hit you 3 times. Wounding you on 3s, I think. Probably. There you go.
Minus?
I don't know. Don't ask me. Necrons, isn't it? It's minus something. I think it's -4, Steve. I don't think you even get a save. -4 and d6 damage each.
Right, so roll each of those then.
First one, kills
the
one.
dude.
Second one, kills the dude. Third one, kills the dude. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal,
That's
actually.
huge. Yep. Because otherwise you'd have made your charge longer and not got your units in to get the... now you just need to make your charges.
No one cares about charging.
Cool.
Cool. So
That went well.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's my shooting. Do some charging.
Illuminaris first.
You've only got 1 CP. You can't interrupt me.
I know, but
So Cesares,
he's in.
5 inches. That'll make it. We're not going to base you
Just toe on the objective though.
because I'll pile in that way to give myself some space in a minute.
Doesn't matter, you can just do it now.
Okay.
Cool.
Murder buckets.
You get a +1, right?
They actually get the +1.
And you're within 4, it looks like, within 5.
Yeah,
You're
they'll
in
make it.
Just,
They'll make it.
I mean, this. Look, I know it's actually good to see this Novok coming off into play a lot, and it's really
I really
good.
rate it.
Yeah.
I really rate Novak. So we'll charge your ancient. He's in, right?
Yeah. You have to base me there.
I don't want you to move onto the objective. So
Exactly.
I have to touch you.
Yeah.
I have to touch you, Steve. Now this is a 9-inch charge. And I have a re-roll because my Chronomancer gave me a 5-up invulnerable save and a re-roll.
Oh, it's 10. It's
And
massive.
I want to keep away from
This is
Dante
big, folks.
clearly. And then finally the Scarabs, they'll make it in.
So staying outside of 3 from Danze, yeah?
Please, yes, I don't want to give
Fine.
him a chance to get on the objective or a chance to even fight me.
Yep.
Okay? So I'm going to start off with my Scarab, Steve.
Yeah?
I'm going to spend a CP.
Don't do it.
I'm going to blow one up.
Don't do it.
D3 mortal wounds, Steve.
Don't do it.
He's only gone and killed him.
It's a good play.
Just to double check, you don't need to roll anything before that. They just take D3 more wounds.
It's just D3 mortal wounds,
Okay,
I
it's
think.
not on a 4-up or anything.
I don't know. Why did you make me doubt myself, Michael?
You look, I've just got to check, right?
Steve, roll another dice for me quickly. Just don't roll a 1.
Roll a 3.
Okay, so either way around,
We're fine. We're going to roll with it.
either way around, he would have died,
I
right?
think you're right. I don't think you
It's
need
fine.
to roll.
It's
but
all good.
I thought it's
Right.
an auto explode.
I think it is
Self-destruct.
too.
On a 2 to a 5, it suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Well, you rolled a 3 for the.
Yeah, you rolled a 3 for me, so
Yeah,
we're good. Either way around, they would have died.
Destroyers munch these sangers, right?
They would probably pick them all up quite comfortably.
I agree. Cool.
Cesares
Yep.
is going to fight your single Sangaroni dude.
Well, say he's dead too. 'Cause it
And then the
doesn't
big
matter.
play here,
This is the big one.
4 attacks.
Here we go then.
No CPs.
-1 to hit. Just got 'em.
So I hit you on 3s now. Ow.
2 miss.
I'm going to wound you on 2s.
Go on then. 2 wounds.
Now they're
Minus.
AP -4,
So I get
and they're
6,
2 damage each.
6 plus save then.
You make a single 6, you
Yeah.
stop me from scoring 3 points on Code of Combat. You fail both, I get 3 points on Code of Combat.
That was a 1, folks. That was a 1. So I'm going to have to spend my last CP.
You are?
This one. Just teeing that one up.
The TV one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Come on.
I am ready for a swift kick in the...
Come on. Sanguinor protects. Oh! He's only gone and done it!
He's done it again, folks. 2 for 2.
I don't like you very much right now.
So my attack's back.
Unbelievable.
Jeff. No, he wasn't very happy, was he?
Can I give myself +1 to hit? No, because I'm not core, right? Two wounds.
AP minus?
4.
4 up in runs. Fail both?
4 damage.
Okay, I'm down to 1 wound left.
Cool.
That's the end of my turn. So I'm going to get engaged on all fronts for free.
You were so lucky.
I was so lucky. I'm going to get engaged on all fronts for 3. He stopped me from code and he stopped me from rodding again, and I will get the maximum 15 on the primary.
God, that was brilliant.
And I have no idea what the totals are even remotely close to being like. I know I only did 25 on the primary, but Steve only did 30. I know I didn't do amazingly on code or rod, but I also know you didn't do great on the killy one. You did okay, I think. So it's going to be quite close, I think. Michael's over there thinking. What do you think? What do you think, Steve? How did you think that went?
I mean, I was happy with how I played. I think you played great, by the way. You played
I am
fantastic.
rusty, excuse the pun, with Necrons right now.
Yeah.
But that core change, and we've not seen a load of the differences as well. So the rerolls from the King we saw maybe once. Cesares, so every time you hit a unit of destroyers, you killed them. Yeah. So we didn't see Cesares or the Technomancer being able to pick up core units, which would have given me basically 3 points back each time. Yeah. So there's loads of the core benefits that we didn't see, but it's nice for me to have those options at least. Yeah. Being able to give the destroyers +1 a hit is super key from the Overlord. Getting the extra move from them is super important as well.
It's brilliant.
So there's loads of little bits I've seen or I've benefited from in this game.
Novok coming off loads, like those pluses to charge, AP all the time.
I've actually enjoyed playing Novok instead of playing typical.
Yeah, boring.
Because the thing is, if you play typical Eternal Conquerors with OBSEC, you're almost more inclined to just use your movement, sit on objectives, and that's the game. Rather than actually having to go in and kill stuff.
And to be honest, I'd have just turned off your... it would have been worse for you. It definitely would have been worse.
So, I do have the scores.
Okay.
Who wants to know theirs first?
I'll
do Steve's first. So, Steve got a total of 74. Low, but it is vital intelligence, so, you know, crime is going to be quite low.
I'm happy that I've got you scoring that low.
No prisoners was only the 7 points with all the reanimations and stuff, because obviously you killed the units you charged, so you didn't get too many from the reanimations.
Almost too efficient for that one.
Too good.
And Liam, you got 73.
You are joking.
I am not joking. I've checked this.
So that's 6 reroll that he did at the end. If he had not passed that one...
Both the 6 rerolls that he did, the 2 turns in a row.
Won in the game.
Won in the game.
Thanks for the flex roll.
73, 74 to the Blood Angels. Oh my God.
What a game.
We said it was close.
What a game, guys.
I hate you a little bit right now.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But
that was a great game.
It was good. It was really,
a brilliant
really
game.
We were just talking, we'll see you guys were adding it up, obviously. Like I said to Steve, this kind of list, I would have happily run it before the changes, but it does make a massive difference now. Like those extra benefits that you gain from that simple core change is really key. And I didn't do very well at showing it off tonight. We used it a little bit, so I gained some extra inches here and there in movement because of Overlord buffs, etc. There was a couple of times I was able to give out the My Will Be Done and get the +1 hit and what have you. Wasn't able to showcase the sort of apothecary ability of Cesaris because Steve was very efficient at just killing a unit through. Like I said, because I'm not used to them having core, it was interesting. But things like, for example, that veil right at the start, I would have never had that option in the first instance, in the previous version.
And you've been move blocked. You'd have been penned
I would have absolutely been move blocked. And that was a big difference, right? Huge. Jumping those destroyers over. So that core change has made a monumental difference. In my personal opinion, Necrons need a very slight point decrease. And I mean slight. Maybe get an extra half to a unit here in the army list would make a big difference.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, this was strong. You took me down to 74 points. I think the lowest I scored in Leicester, even the game I lost, I still scored 94 points. 93 points, sorry.
And the King, I know you killed him quite early on, but he used to do work before this change. The fact that he now basically buffs everything is
as he
monumental.
should, really.
Well, he's the King, right? Absolutely.
How cool is Ashtaroth, though? What I should have gone was a secondary where Ashtaroth picks one of your characters and goes to challenge you. Yeah. And you'd have obviously been, accept it with the Silent
I would have definitely taken a single cryptic and held him in the corner.
And got 15 points. The Blade of Sanguinius.
It was amazing. It was really interesting.
That was a great game. I hope you guys at home enjoyed it as well, and thank you so much for tuning in on your Monday night. So we're going to be back every single Monday at 7 o'clock with the Ultimate Squad. Michael, Paddy, you did a great job commentating. Liam, not only are you a beautiful opponent, but I can't thank you enough.
How did you find it, Paddy? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, really enjoyable, especially for the first stream. It was a good game to see, and I enjoyed chatting through with the Max and Paddy combo.
And also, thank you to Nicole for doing all the camera work over there.
What a hero.
You did a great job, Nicole, so thank you very much.
And we mentioned the legendary squad, of course, not forgetting Jake.
Of course. Big love to Jake.
Yeah. Now remember, if you're new to 40K, remember our 7-day challenge starts tomorrow. So do check that out while spaces are, still available.
Just about. There's only a few, right? Unless there's been sign-ups.
There was, I think, 4 before the stream, so I don't know now. But yeah, it starts 6 o'clock tomorrow morning.
That's early.
Get on that 7-day
I
challenge.
wouldn't be up then.
Oh no, just all the content unlocks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, don't worry. You don't have to start there.
Alive at 6?
Yeah.
Damn, Steve.
I mean, I'm committed, right?
Absolutely.
Before the gym.
That was
Anyway,
good. That's good fun. I enjoyed the Necrons.
it was brilliant.
Do you know what? I enjoyed watching you play the Blood Angels.
Thanks, mate. I love the Blood Angels.
I know you
I'm
do.
really back loving them. Also, massive thank you to all of our sponsors. I forgot to mention at the start, Entoyment, who I went to see yesterday down in Poole, sorted us out with some more fantastic models and scenery. So thank you so much, Entoyment. They are down in Poole and they've got a great way of just ordering. You see everything on stock, so that's Entoyment. And then also, obviously, JW Gaming, Foreground, and then finally, Siege Studios. And myself and Michael and Nicole are going to be filming our Siege Studios Tau Army full army review. That's happening tomorrow. It should be out by Friday.
It's a sexy army, is
It's
that
a
right?
beautiful army, so we can't wait to get that film tomorrow. So anyway, 7-day challenge starting tomorrow. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next Monday on the Vanguard Tactics live stream battle report. Take care.